And hello and welcome back to another CTC playoff match between STS2 and PrimeX. And this is going to be the other Division 3 semifinals matchup happening as yesterday Vibe Freaks and Trinity faced off. Only two matches, unfortunately, though, which ended in a 1-1. So they will have to play a match three somewhere else. But the winner of this potential BO3 here is going to be playing one of those two teams from the other side of the Division 3 bracket. And since there's already most of the people in the room, we could just go straight into the home team of STS, who's using a lineup of Valkyrie, Jade, JP, JC, and Lucas bagging. And just definitely this team has that chemistry. They're definitely one of the more active teams, CT scrimming teams so far, because thanks to their team one, who plays lots as well and have played a lot in the past CTC seasons. And this is their first season where they're doing two teams because of how many people were interested in playing with JC's team here. But this team still, because of season one, has so much chemistry, especially between JC, Jade, and JP, who all played in that original core squad with Lucas running, who's now bagging as this is team two. But again, the most veteran player by far, JP here, played many seasons in Division 1 with SOP, and definitely going to be a player to watch out for, especially in Division 3. And as we can see with his average being the highest on the team, but that's not going to count out the other three players who are definitely going to do lots of damage to the opposing team, being PrimeX. So moving over to the away side of PrimeX, who's mostly a pancake core team with players such as Star, Clay, and Squirrel. And that pancake team did play a few seasons ago, and now they're back as PrimeX, who again have played as this tag slash team for the last few seasons, changing their rosters a bit, and they're with their newest addition as well, being Lord as their fourth runner. And again, for Division 3, he is a pretty solid runner. Again, he's the newest addition, and he has climbed the ranks in Lounge, for example, over the last year. So definitely a new upcoming player that could do some serious damage here. And Locky as their bagger, doing pretty solid in the bagging department, actually winning Division 2 with Triton last season, and then doing a pretty a great performance the season prior, again with Trident in that Division 1/2. So that kind of banner and just that experience is definitely going to help him potentially win the shot count against Lucas, who again, Lucas, again, a very solid bagger. Once again, don't think it's going to be a blowout in shot count. Highly doubt it's actually going to be that, but if one of the teams do start snowballing track picks or shocks, etc., then we could potentially see good leads being built up as the races go by. And one more kind of weird thing to point out is, since this is a division of conferences where there's, instead of one big group of teams, there are two separate kind of smaller groups slash conferences of four teams. So that means that from the regular season, these two teams technically only played once, because that's how in that scheduling works. And unfortunately, a free win was actually given to PrimeX by STS. So these teams have technically never faced off against each other because of that free win in the regular season. So for most of the people, not really much to kind of go off of from previous results, because we don't have any previous results. So this first GP potentially could say a lot about kind of what the team's strategy is against each other. And the room does appear to get started here. STS as the hosting team, and with Also, this season, the kind of track format working a little different as well as in Division 1 and 2, it is all tracks, but in Division 3 and 4, actually, it is not all tracks. It is doing the ban protect track format, which basically each team is allowed to protect two tracks from being banned from being played, and then the teams also pick two tracks to ban that aren't protected, so that obviously there are going to be four banned tracks that you are not allowed to pick, but you're still allowed to pick all the tracks that were listed in that draft format because you draft tracks and then ban and protect, etc. So there's gonna be easier for teams to practice other tracks because there aren't that 200 plus custom tracks that you have to practice. It's just a set list of around 70 potentially, which is definitely way easier for teams to learn. But anyway, with the first track, Volcanic Skyway, pretty interesting on three track. Actually, don't really see this very often. JC as the STS POV and Clay as the PrimeX POV for these matches. And so far, JC holding it down in one right now. Both are POVs in top two so far. Main part of the shot is definitely going to be the shroom cut here coming up to the right on these pink clouds here. So if anyone does pull top spot shrooms here, could potentially see getting into one. And as I say that, Lord, first cut taker, taking that cut into one, but Val right behind. So still 2-3 for STS. But again, Lord could potentially have more shrooms. We will see if he does start trailing or backing. But pretty mixed up spots right now. Clay shrooming into third right now and is insta-redded by JC. So he's going to be sent into the back. And actually looking at the third POV, which is Squirrel from PrimeX, another Mega, and actually using that Mega, and Mega's a STS member with that TC, so they're going to be completely dead for the time being right now. And this triple shroom pull, again, is perfect considering this shroom cut coming up. Hopefully going to see a good demonstration of this cut right now. 1-3 still for PrimeX, and it does seem to be sitting right now for the two baggers, potentially shockless, but that is a good Nana, and it's gonna maybe no, not even preventing. So good clutch by Squirrel there, and JC from the other POV taking cut as well with triple shrooms. So gonna have two shrooms behind Squirrel here. Could potentially get into one with this ending grass cut coming up. But so far, yeah, Bagger's just spinning out as we see over there, and from the other POV, Clay is off, so he's going to be gone 8 for the time being. But JC holding it down in one right now. Lots of PrimeX, though, behind in 2, 3, 4, potentially. So if PrimeX do pull a shock here, especially that is a cannon track coming up here, could be really bad. Green's up, do not connect. Going to be really close. Squirrel's going to try muscling potentially into one. It's going to be really close. They're definitely, JC's definitely head on his screen. Yeah, it's going to keep one here. PrimeX still 2-3, and that's a great backfib from JC, getting Squirrel out. And now Val sneaking into third, so 1-3, but JC's off actually. So now Lord is back into first for PrimeX, and now PrimeX are still 1-3-4 now from that blunder. Just Val up here to try to salvage something here. And JC does pull that TC5, so that is a complete lap 3 blunder on his side. It's just going to take him out of the race here. But Shock does come out, potentially canceling that TC. Does get STS into set, but probably not going to do anything. Does get Val first, actually. So potentially a good Shock to maybe just get Lord after the ramp here. 1-3, 1-3-4, 1-3-5. It's going to be hard just because Star is from Australia. Could potentially beat in JC there, but lots of good plays already coming from both teams here. Great backfib from JC into an unfortunate bump off or just controller problem off the track. Um, but we are going to be seeing a 1, 4, 6, 7, 10. So as even as you can get, actually either +1, -1 for said team. But definitely for it being an STS track pick, not probably on your side, probably not what you were hoping for, especially you having shock that race, but still 11 races to go. It's only one race of potential 36 that we're going to be seeing, so there's still lots to go. And obviously, since this is playoffs, one more thing to mention, there are no repicks. And that is going to be a bit more harder, obviously, because I did say that instead of around 200 tracks, you only have that list of 70. So if there are three matches, those tracks do add up and there are potentially costly because you can't repick them. Potentially half the list is going to be gone by the end of this BO3 if there are three matches. So teams might have to get creative with other teams' track picks if their list either runs out completely or just starts to run out. So, but going to PrimeX track pick of Thump Bump Forest, pretty reset heavy track considering there's lots of shroom cuts in the front here. Golden and triple shrooms are definitely going to be the play here for the bottom spots, whoever they're going to assign the players for. But so far, early start or early good start for STS right now. 1-3. Lord holding it down in second right now. And as I say, this golden again, you're going to see all these grass cuts being taken right now by Clay getting into fourth here, actually. And now spots are completely mixed up. 1-3-4 now for Prime X. Val is the only one holding it down in second. It's actually redded out, but Star gets hit by that ground Nana, which is a fine trade considering, again, three of the four Prime X players were in the front, and that is a very clean cut from Clay there. And top three still, again, Star is in third. And unfortunately, JC fails the cut, so there is going to be a pack split, as we see on this mini map. And that pack split is favoring Prime X right now. Not sure. Actually, I could mean Lockie could potentially actually have shock in 9 right now, as he was running forward. Lucas is still going backwards. He is just sitting there, so if PrimeX do have shock right now, this could be really good, considering they are top 3 potentially still. And yeah, Clay's stream is lagging a tiny bit, so we're going to be switching to JC right now, taking this golden cut once again here. But so far, again, still, STS just need to be chaining for blue or POW, just something to mess them up on this cut here, because again, there's going to be taking a potential good cut. And as I say that, POW happens, and actually T-POW squirrel off. So perfect POW from JC, just as I say that. So potentially mixing up the spots a tiny bit right now. Definitely pretty confident that PrimeX do have shock. Locky is just running in front of the pack right now. So they do have a lot of options here, considering they are taking a lot of the top spots right now. Val pulling an unfortunate TC5, so that's gonna most likely just get him out of this race here. And a blooper 6, so definitely not what you need. They definitely don't have those goldens. It does seem JP is shrooming up right now. But Squirrel does take this cut as well. Clay is just gone in 1 right now. Top 2 still, and this pack split. PrimeX are gone top 3 actually. With this pack split. Never mind, there's one STS member, Jade, right behind right now. Gonna shroom up. There is a mega in play right now. No one gets bumped off. Yeah, Star's alive. Squirrel shrooms into second right now. That's gonna be a photo finish here. Could be a top 3 if Star keeps third, and yeah, it's going to be top 3 for Prime X, and they're just gonna be holding most likely is, yeah, Vals and Bill. Top 3, 8, maybe 7, and that was going to be 8. So a bit of a salvage at least for STS, getting 8th for Prime X, but very strong track pick, and again, worked out perfectly for them. Clay just ran that almost from start to finish, basically, and then Squirrel and Star were just there in the front. That early pack split as well, though, by the end of lap 1 was so key there. because again, it was just a 1v3 for Val for 1.5, even maybe 2 laps there. So definitely what PrimeX need now to potentially start this snowball of hopefully another winning race. If you're PrimeX right now, and if you're STS, you're hoping that you get this reset track or luck track out of the way so that PrimeX do not just get a running track to just run away with it. Again, not really too familiar with their specific lists, so obviously, one of the more popular running tracks is Skyline, but I highly doubt we're going to be seeing Skyline Avenue or something along the lines of that. We are seeing Shy Guy Lumber Co., one of STS's prime luck tracks. And actually, as I say that, never mind, Skyline Avenue is getting pulled out here by PrimeX with a lone Sinister Vault, which honestly is an underrated running track. Definitely the most broken running track, in my opinion, from the new tracks that were added from the previous update. And again, PrimeX do get that Skyline pick, so if they do play this beginning right, take the 3 corresponding boxes. If that's their game plan, this could be a really good start for PrimeX here. They do get the top 2 boxes at least, assuming Star gets the 3rd. But early draft hopefully does not bump off Clay. No, Clay's still fine on the track right now. Does seem Star is up there right now in 3rd or 4th right now. So far, PrimeX playing this beginning as they attend. Jade is actually 3rd now. Nana up. Lord Shrooming, and Squirrel does get the trail onto Jade, I think. I'm not sure it was onto somebody here. But now, again, top 3 for PrimeX. They're going to need POW, Blue, or a potential early shock, hoping that Lucas is in 10 for their side here. But one of the baggers is slightly in 10 right now. We will see as the race moves on right now. But again, they need some type of blue here. As I say that, there is that blue. So now only top 2 for PrimeX. JC is going to be chaining for a red now. Fib tight at the end of the spiral is still going to be there. Could potentially mess someone up if no one reminds them of that. But it does seem shockless right now. Both the baggers are respawning right now. And again, they are going to need more than just that one lone blue right now. They are 3-4 at least. So again, they just need that blue and 4 potentially. Both the baggers still neck and neck right now. One is slightly in 10 right now. But again, if you're PrimeX, shockless is perfectly fine in this scenario, as long as 1 or 2 blues don't get thrown up here. Red back does not connect. Again, this fib tight at the end of the spiral could potentially be there unless it is gone, unless someone from the back hid. No, but that Nana in the same spot does connect. So now Clay and Squirrel are just breaking into top 2. No blue yet to be seen. So far, it's just going to be looking like a top 2. Again, unless something changes here, unless a shock is pulled. Someone isn't a mega, and there's that second blue. So if JC does get some type of combo item, could potentially do something here. If it's a red here, but it's not going to be. Green goes up, does not connect. Still top 2 for PrimeX. 2 more greens. Going to be bouncing. Almost hits JC, actually. That would have been absolutely devastating. 1 more green getting thrown up. And there's a TC for the win. Nana tight still. But at least both of STS in the back, actually 3, 4, 5. Honestly, for STS, that's a perfectly fine situation, considering it is Skyline, very difficult to catch up. There were 2 blues, but the backs that Clay and Squirrel were getting onto 3, 4, they were just too much. But if STS gets 6, or if they did get 6th as their final spot, that's totally fine for their situation here. But we will see, again, either top 2, bottom 2, or top 2, 6, 8. Going to be top 2, 6, 8 for PrimeX. So only a small winning race, but if you're either team here, that's perfectly fine in your situation. For PrimeX, you just need small winning races. that are going to add up eventually as the match goes on. If you're STS, that is perfectly fine, considering that is one of the more broken running tracks in the entire pack, I want to say. So they definitely have now another chance to get some reset track. Maybe could go Shy Guy Lumberco again, but it's not going to be looking like it. GBA Cheeseland, very interesting track pick actually. Just because I only think that our Starfall Team 2 is more known for that track pick, but it is going to be the lone Shy Guy Lumber, as I've been saying. Definitely one of STS's, if not their main staple track. They've been picking it every season, no matter what team 1 or team 2, it is their staple track pick. So we could potentially see a massive race here, or at least some type of winning race to stop this momentum shift that's currently on PrimeX's side, and they're hoping to get it onto their side here. But again, Squirrel and Clay in top 2 here. Could be hyper aggressive here. Maybe just back instantly on this cut. Bomb up instantly already. Nana tight and Nana landing. Does connect onto somebody. It did connect on JC from the other POVs, so very good start from Squirrel here. There is a high spot cut taker here. Gonna see. It is Val, so STS getting into 1 now. Exactly what they need. And looking at the baggers, I do think Locky is 10 by a little bit here. So could be good if PrimeX do pull this early shock, because they are bottom 2 and they're holding the star 8 here. Lord could maybe have something. But Star's back here as well. He got T-Seed, so most of STS in the front right now. I think 1, 3, 4. Yeah, no, Val is still going. That triple shrimp pull is absolutely perfect. Hopefully gonna see the 2 shrimp cut here. Fib landing could be deadly lap 3 again, same as Skyline. If no one reminds people of that fib, could potentially be really bad. But Jade and JC just both taking the 1 shrimp cut. 1, 3, 4 still. Never mind, Val in second, probably just sniped out or something. JC taking this cut here, very clean. And Squirrel makes the cut. So now Squirrel still in 1 here. Lots of STS behind. They just need 1 blue to completely flip this race around. And it does seem one of the baggers is running for it again. Not unsure, but a team does have shock. But zero clue which one it is. Could have been PrimeX because of that lap 2 earlier, because Locky was in 10. But JC going to be taking cut here. Could get into first here. It's going to be very close. But does get into 1 right now. Still second for Squirrel. As long as no cut takers here on the left here. There is actually a cut taker. Squirrel makes the cut. Nanas do not connect. Lord is up here now. And trails. Oh, and he trails JC. But the shot comes out as well. Probably an STS shock to try to TS. Yeah. STS is going to try to clutch something up. It's going to be 2-3. So never mind. STS was the team with shock, but that was a lot for the last turn there. Great trail by Lord getting to top 2, and then a great shock by STS. Amazing quick thinking there to just get top 2 after the ramp immediately after that trail. Salvaging 2-3, maybe even a winning race, depending what the other 2 spots were. Could be 5-6, 5-7, which again, they just need that small winning race to just stop that momentum. Unfortunately not. It's going to be 2-3, 6-8. So even with that salvage, it could have been worse for STS again. Could have just been top 2, 5, with no shock. So they are salvaging a lot. This entire GP, I'd say, could have definitely been way worse if kind of shocks or just items were going a bit different right now. Only down 30 again with 8 races to go. Definitely not out of it. They just need that one kind of runner track pick, or just that one good race into that one runner track pick. which could definitely get them back into this. As PrimeX have, again, they've just been getting, well, they did get those two good races, race 2 and 3, and STS is going to be getting Glimmer, very good for their spots here in 2-3. Going to try to force out first place here, who starts wide. Um, it is depends who is first. I'm not sure. I don't think it's stars, so it's not going to be as laggy as it potentially could be. It's just going to be a green versus blue line lag interaction here, but that's a very huge box 6 actually from Squirrel. No stop as well. And these triple shrimps, as long as he holds these, makes the cut here, which he does very cleanly. This is a very good position right now for Squirrel to take all the cuts potentially. He could take the mud cut here and then the block cut, and then potentially have a Sherman 1 here if he plays his cards right now. But 2-4 for PrimeX. Again, it is Glimmer. This is perfectly fine if you're PrimeX right now. But it does seem JC also has a Shroom, so going to be contesting Squirrel, but JC's not taking the big cut. That Squirrel is actually. So pretty interesting decision. So now Squirrel's just going to have a free 2 Shrooms in 1, and he's going to have 1 Shroom after he takes his cut. Green and Nana do not connect, and yeah, again, as stated, yeah, very good cut, but as stated, yeah, just very clean 2 Shroom cuts, and Squirrel's going to have that nice lead in 1 with the Shroom as well, so it's going to be very strong position for him. And this track is sitting for baggers, but Locky is actually getting boxes 10 so far, as Lucas has not made it back yet, so PrimeX could potentially already have shock if Locky pulled it in the early times, but so far, no, Squirrel gets blued actually, and unless he burnt a Shroom or something, or failed blue dodge, he is sent all the way to 7th after being comboed 2 more times, so completely a race flipping moment right there. Again, yeah, it completely has flipped now. STS top 2 now, POW coming out, maybe a T-POW onto the players behind. Does look like it, as a lot of STS in the front here. I think top 3 because JC is conceding extremely right now, unless I am wrong. No, it is JP in 3rd right now, and this PAX play is ridiculous right now. Top 3 so far. If JP does have a Shroom in 3rd, which it does look like it's going to extend that lead even more right now, and that shock situation is getting more and more dire, hoping that Locky did actually potentially pull shock early. But it's not looking like it. Again, STS just needs shockless here, and it's perfectly fine. Bottom 2 right now for PrimeX. Clay is going to be taking cut here, potentially get up into a mid spot here. PrimeX just need blue here. 1 blue, because the pack now is way closer than how that top 3 was around 20 seconds ago. And especially getting blued in the ending section here is going to be absolutely devastating. Could get target blued or something, but again, so far, top 3, and that is going to be a huge misplay by JC. He's going to get redded for that. And PrimeX is going to be getting a salvage here, potentially. Greenback on the line is looking like a 3-4-5. Yeah, the huge blunder. Getting rid of that banana. I'm not quite sure why JC would opt to do that. Maybe just nerves, or kind of just a panic, letting go of the banana by accident. But I think just trailing that nana there, yeah, would have just been perfectly fine. Assuming a second red wasn't thrown, obviously, that's just hindsight. But again, another salvage, but this time instead of STS salvage, it's a PrimeX salvage of 3-4-5-8. Could have been completely worse again. Could have been top 3, which was exactly what STS would need to get back into this war, considering their deficit. But PrimeX still up 21. Concerning how that race went, how that beginning was for STS, perfectly fine position for them. But again, that could be the start for STS to potentially start getting a comeback here as long as they keep getting their chain track picks here. And we are seeing Marble Towers, again, another staple STS runner that they pick on both Team 1 and 2. And we're seeing another new track from some of the PrimeX players of Caladay Desert, which again is a extremely hard reset slash luck track. It is ridiculous because, well, we'll see if we do get it. Does not seem like it's gonna be Spooky Swamp, one of the more popular luck tracks because of the ending cuts. There are so many shortcuts on this track here. So I highly doubt we're gonna be seeing a kind of non-shortcut type race. We're definitely gonna be seeing a POV taking one of the big cuts, potentially. But again, triple Sherms and Goldens are the items here because of the ending of the track. So we're gonna see Clay's just gonna opt to run in third. Insta throws the red and connects. Could have meant that Jade either pulled a fib or a Sherm in second there. So Clay's going to get into second here. Val drafting or shrooming up and going to be taking the cut on the left here. So going to get into one, top two, and these triple reds are perfect for Clay. Could maybe get rid of JP's triple reds, but does get the front red slash side red onto JP here. But even after that, they're still top three, but this POW could be very huge. Getting Jade off, but that ground shroom is so unlucky because, again, yeah, it forces Clay around that shroomless cut there. But an early blue, so never mind. I guess not as bad as it was looking like. Early blue going on to JP here, so gonna mix up spots extremely. 2-3-5 still for PrimeX right now. Doesn't JP could potentially still, no, never mind, he's not in one. So I think most of PrimeX now in the front right now, top two, I'm going to have to assume. And we're just going to be, there's going to be sitting for this box 8 here for a million years, literally. They are just completely gone bottom two now. Yeah, we'll switch over to Squirrel, but he is a bit behind, but at least it's going to be better than sitting for 20 seconds from that other POV. Locky's still chaining. It seems to be in 10 right now. It's either Locky or Lucas are gone 10, gone 9. They're on completely opposite sides of the map, so kind of zero clue which bagger is actually in 10 here. But JC does pull that very good golden. Going to be taking cut here. Does not take the second part of the cut and opts to go around, but still 2-4 right now for STS so far. So they're going to be needing, and 2 fibs right now. They're on that tier. Yeah, no, the stream is definitely a bit behind right now. But we do get to know at least that Squirrel is holding blue, so PrimeX is going to be pretty safe in one unless something changes up. But considering this pack split, we could maybe even see a blue play if they do get greedy or something, but I highly doubt they're going to get greedy. Shock does come out. Does look like an STS shot getting them into set, but I can't be 100% sure. But again, that TC is completely unfortunate. It's just going to take JC out of this race here, especially in the mud. He is going to be in 8 most likely. Depends who's in 8. If it is STS, this could be really bad. It's PrimeX, so spots are more mixed up right now. Again, really depends on these ending cuts here. Clay failing the ending cut, unfortunately, so that is going to be one of PrimeX out of the race. And JC also failing the ending cut by not shrooming, unfortunately. So that is 2 players getting the bottom 2 because of the failed attempt. But it's 6-8 for STS, so I'm leaning towards PrimeX getting the winning race here. Not by a lot. Probably thin margins, but I could be wrong. Could have been a top 2 STS as well. Pack is really close, but if that wasn't STS shock, maybe they could have potentially held till next set, just because next set is I'd say the most important set of the whole race, because again, you could take that golden cut that JC took into that ending cut, which they unfortunately failed. And I was wrong, actually. STS does get top two. So another small winning race and cutting the lead down even more, only down 14 now, uh, with half of the war to go. So again, they just need one top two, four, one top three, and they're going to be up on this war. So still either team's match. And especially that it is not a regular season match, it's a best of three. Match one is going to be so huge to just get that kind of mental advantage going into match two, knowing that you're 1-0 and you don't have to play extremely aggressive to win match two. You could potentially, I guess, I don't want to say sell, but not play as best match two and then just lock in match three. But it's definitely just more pressure for the losing team, obviously, from match one, because you have to win two. Just go big or go home. And could potentially be going through either team's heads right now. And we're going to be seeing Marble gets picked on the second try here with STS in top two. Not sure if there's going to be any cut takers at the start after the cannon to the right there. Could potentially see Clay or JC going for it here. We don't have POVs of the top two though, so we're not going to see if JC or JP or Val are going to be going for it at all. But I won't be shocked if Clay goes for it here. Most likely, yeah, he's gonna be going for a bomb. Unfortunately, oh, that bomb definitely maybe scared him off. That alignment there, just a tiny bit off. So it's gonna be sending Clay into 8, and JC does have the star in 6 right now, because of the cut. The cut fails from the players. Could be forced potentially because Star has this TC, but is gonna be keeping it. It's a really good POW, for JC personally. I was gonna keep this star here, but JP does seem to be extremely target powered. So he's back into the mid spot here. Assuming Val's still in first right now. Still good spots for STS, assuming Val's won, but Pac's still pretty close right now. PrimeX bottom 2 right now. Yeah, no, if PrimeX 3, 4, yeah, STS are top 2, 5, 6 so far currently. And one of the baggers is 10 right now. We're going to be seeing soon, though, which bagger is 10. And again, on a cannon track, could be really huge. But the bagger in 9th, never mind, not running forward, not sure. It is Locky in 10 right now. But Lucas is running forward in 9th, so either team could have it right now. I'm going to be honest. Lucas is just hard running 9. I think STS could potentially have. Also, that JC is holding this star as well could just signal that, yeah, STS does have it in 9 right now, which could be really huge, considering if STS is still top 2 here by the time they get to the cannon, could just dodge top 2 and then JC dodges in the star. Could be a really huge race. Clay using star in 8th right now, probably predicting the cannon shock. JC using star, but shock does not come out just entirely, so probably just opting to hold. I'm not sure. Again, not confident what team has it right now. With both our POVs still in the back right now. Again, I have zero clue kind of what the spots are right now, but good TC pass from Clay, so gonna take JC out, but he does use a star, so never mind, he's back in it. Could maybe be off. That star's gonna run out, so yeah, that's gonna be really unfortunate for JC. Probably getting an 8th for STS right now. JP is in the back. Yeah, he's in 6. Shock comes out. Like, zero clue, honestly, just because both our POVs have been in the back for the entire race. Not certain what team Shock it really was, but I am pretty confident STS kept top 2 that entire race. Did see lots of PrimeX crossing beside each other. So I think it is a top 2, bottom 2 for STS, which does mean that it is a great run by Val, start to finish, for 3+ minutes. on a pretty tech-heavy track as Marble Towers. So great racing by him. Um, with Jade there, gonna be most likely a top two, yeah, and gonna cut that lead down to only 9 points now, with 5 races to go. So they're chipping away that lead again perfectly fine right now, as long as every race is close and there isn't one absolute blowout race. It's perfectly fine for STS. But we could see again as another top two for the third straight, or it's top two and then two bottom spots for the third race in a row for STS. We might just see Caliday once again coming from PrimeX uh, on their side, and STS is going to be scrambling for a new track now to pick for top two, bottom two, and that is crazy. Kanoko Cave, I think they're just scrambling for any track. Definitely, probably Blissful. Yeah, it was Blissful. Sorry, never mind. It was just JC picked Kanoko Cave. Um, but it's gonna be Spike Desert, which is that's a crazy track. Uh, I thought only EI picked it, but it seems PrimeX has taken some inspiration from EI potentially. But we're gonna be seeing again another pretty hard reset because of the ending golden slash triple shroom cut, which is extremely broken. Um, so again, yeah, they're just gonna be sitting. Squirrel could maybe even pull Bill, but unfortunately does not. Baggers just do go forward there. Uh, JC is climbing the pillar. What, however, but does pretty confident that there is no Bill in play as the bottom two boxes of Squirrel and JC both pulled stars. And looking at the other POV, yeah, Clay has a golden in second place, and we're gonna. Unfortunately, the stream is lagging before we get to see the big cut, but no, he fails it in first. That is really, really bad. And an extremely early shot comes out. It is a PrimeX shot, getting JC out of his star, dodging Lord and Squirrel in the cut, but and it's the blue as well. So spots are just changing left and right now. Even after all of that happened, STS is still in a fine position right now. They're 2-3-4 still. After two Dodgers in that broken of a cut, and Clay is just having this bomb in 5, not really sure what he's gonna do with it. Jade pulls an unfortunate TC, and that bomb's just gonna completely get him out. Or he does avoid action, never mind, but gonna be a huge pack split as we see right now. 1-4 still for PrimeX. Clay might just use this POW. The last say he might just chain it or something. Yeah, he's just gonna chain it. Um, but again, it is sitting, so they're just most likely just gonna play around the fact that it's gonna be shockless for the rest of the race, unless Locky pulls a second shock somehow. This Mega Fight again. So as yeah, if they do pull the second shock, this could be huge. For PrimeX, could be a top 2 or 1-3 at least. But STS so far 2-3-4 right now. With this pack split is perfectly fine right now. JC does have a Sherman 4 on the other POV. Clay chains Mega into blue. Squirrel is still first, though, so he's going to be holding this blue for the remainder of the race. JP taking the ending big cut, but is obviously not going to be catching up due to this pack split. Blue goes out. JC Sherman could be a winning race here, potentially, but a pretty confident it is an STS. Not sure, actually. Stars dodging on one side it could be an STS blue cancel, and then on the other side it could be just a star shock dodging there. So not sure what team there that was. But that early shock, very aggressive play from PrimeX, but I don't blame them for that play. Clay is respawn dodging technically after that very unfortunate fail. It was just that blue, which is why that situation felt way worse for PrimeX than it could have in hindsight. But after that, PrimeX is getting the winning race. So leaning to a PrimeX ending shock with star dodging and is just conveniently dodging or blue canceling JP. So it's going to be a minor setback for STS. Only down 16, but again, they did win the GP2 at least by 14, so it is a good step in the right direction, but they're going to need a bit more because, again, if they only win it by 14 again, it's going to be an unfortunate -2 war. So far, no pens, so yeah, table does stay the same right now. This time we are seeing a team pick of Kanoko Cave. Again, very interesting board track, and we are actually seeing it. Again, maybe inspiration from Helia, I don't know. Because again, I really have not seen any team pick this except Helia's team, but we're gonna see what STS could potentially get on this race. The race counter is counting down ever so steadily. Only 4 to go now. So if they want a big race here, they need to get it either race 9 or 10. Because race 11 is just the pressure is going to be too much. So they're gonna need something here. There are early shroom takers here with PrimeX, Lord, and Star so far still in top 2 right now. Jade is shrooming up though, but just disappears off the screen of JC, so could have been bumped off potentially. And again, these reds, they do not crack whatsoever at all. They will go for the target no matter what, literally. So the reds are going to be more broken than usual on this track. But again, that unfortunate bump for JC, and that TC4 is going to be so bad. Depends if Squirrel makes the cut here. It's going to be really close, but he makes it thanks to the golden. JP making cut behind, but top 2 still for PrimeX. JP in 3rd right now. Both baggers are neck and neck right now. So not sure. Most likely just shockless right now, unless someone just pulled it. But JP sneaking into 2nd now. 134 still. Clay Stream is lagging a tiny bit right now. And one of the baggers is running forward actually. Not sure who though. Hopefully we will see here. It is Lucas. So STS, I think, have shock. 99% chance because he is just running forward. And this TC4 is going to be really unfortunate. Most likely not going to get him off. Shock, yeah, STS shock coming out, dodging JC in 7th though, which I don't know how strong that's actually going to be because of how far behind he is. With PrimeX in 4-6, Squirrel keeping it down in 1 right now. But tiny blunder here, no, is going to be enough. It's actually top 3. It's top 3 for PrimeX. So yeah, even with an STS shock, I'm not really sure if there were more than just JC dodging. I generally think JC was the only dodger for STS, and they just tried TSing or making some type of TS play in the mushroom section, but it didn't work out as planned. And as I was saying, STS needed a big race now or next race. It was the complete opposite. PrimeX now getting top 3, and they're going to extend this lead by an extra 17 points with top 3, 8, 10. And now 33, again, sounds way more difficult than 16 with 4 to go. So now it's even more important that STS, they need a winning race this next race here. An even race is most of the time not going to cut it here. So they really need this track pick here. And they are going Sandstone Cliffs, one of, if not their most staple reset track, alongside Shy Guy Lumberco. And if you're PrimeX, again, you can't repick tracks. So in your head, if PrimeX just get an even race on Sandstone, which it is Sandstone, if they get an even race here, that is very good for them because again, they're burning tracks technically. They can't play these tracks anymore. Match 2 and 3, where STS has just more familiarity with it, and they've gotten Shy Guy Lumberco out of the way as well. So if you're PrimeX, I definitely have the advantage here. I think when it comes to track picks so far, could completely change again. This is again one of STS's main resets, and it is home to lots of potential big races. They definitely can happen. I've seen many big races happening here. Because shock is just so important. There's so many shortcuts again, similar to Shy Guy Limberco. So many cuts here. Clay taking the two shroom cut there, and opting to just burn the shroom to get into a comfortable top two here. There is that shroom cut on the right there. Lord is going to try taking it, and he does take it. So top three now. JC taking that cut as well. Goldening into second or maybe first potentially, but that red is so unfortunate. So gonna get JC out of the top spot there. Jade shrooming into one actually, but again, because Jade bumped a third there, Clay is gonna have triple shrooms in second. And again, there are so many shortcuts here. Especially if Jade lets the draft. Oh, but that's a good nano. Very good nano to stop that draft. But again, Clay just has shrooms here, so he's just gonna get into first here with a shroom. 50-50 chance if he, never mind, I was gonna say 50-50 chance if he takes the cut or not here, but he had to dodge that instant blue. So no more shrooms now for him. 135 still for STS. So far winning position, and the baggers are not sitting anymore. So a bagger has shock. But just not sure who it is. One of the baggers is sitting after first set there, and then one of the baggers is sitting after the ramps. But the bagger after the ramps fell off, so it's the bagger sitting on the second set that has shock. We're gonna see who it is as JC hopefully is gonna be bagging for a dodge here, but gonna be seeing who it is here. Never mind, Lockie fell off. Never mind. Oh, but there is a bill. Oh, a shot comes out as well. Oh, it is a Lockie shock. He just pulled it there. Just after respawning there, he pulls shock. Two of PrimeX dodging and a very good bill dodge from JC. But that mega is so unfortunate because you can't take the cut on the right there. And it's 2-3 for PrimeX right now. Oh, Nana's connecting on to both. Really good Nanas from Val. Completely killing both of them there. Now top two for STS. There is a mega. Not sure who it is. Squirrel's gonna be getting third here. It's top 2, 5, 7. So it was a PrimeX shock. Lockie fell off. He was in 10, and then instantly pulled it there as JC used Bill. So very fortunate Bill there, because that would have just completely been a PrimeX winning race there. If not for that Bill dodge. But Val hits not one, but two. Two of PrimeX with those nanas, completely getting Clay out of the race because he was sent behind the post there. And it's top 2, 5, 7, 9 for STS. There is potentially a glimpse of hope because of that track Sandstone working out for them. Only down 20 points. Again, they need another race like that. No even races are going to cut it for them. And looking at the rep chat, actually, plot twist, looking at the rep chat, JC might have a -20, which is the biggest pen that you could get as a bagger. And one of the refs does say a 20. This could be the match deciding pen. Could be a -20. And they're saying another -5 for a box steal. This could be a -25 because you're getting the -5 for a box steal and then the -20 because Lockie starred one of the STS runners. So if it is a 25, that's gonna put STS up actually. After all of this, they're gonna be up potentially. We're not gonna add the pens yet, just because only one referee has voted. But we could play in the fact that STS is up 5 points potentially. So all that pressure is just completely reversed now. PrimeX could potentially have all this pressure now to not choke this lead that they've built. But Squirrel having triple shrooms in 4, and again, on a track like this, very broken. Hopefully going to see a perfect demonstration of the cut coming up here, which only takes one shroom here. as long as Squirrel doesn't hit the backs that Val is going to put on the cut here. Fib 3 nanas and does not connect. So huge 2 Sherms in 1 right now for Squirrel right now. We're most likely, if not for an early blue or POW, just going to be seeing a clean run most likely from Squirrel, even an early shock potentially. Just anything to just mess him up with those 2 Shrooms here. And again, JC has this star in 5, which again, since PrimeX are most of the top spots right now, could be huge if STS pulls the early shock, but star passes the TC to JC. He's going to be forced into the star right now. 2-4 still. And both the baggers are going backwards still, but one of the baggers is in 10. It is Lockie. Lockie is pretty safe in 10 right now. Lucas is just opting to chain 9, I believe. 2 nanas on cut, but it's going to be really close, but it has to burn the last shroom, unfortunately, for Squirrel. So no more shrooms now. JC making the cut cleanly. Still 2-4, though, for STS right now. So they're going to need a blue now because Squirrel does not have any more shrooms anymore. Very good draft from JC. 2-3 now, but he's going to get insta-redded, unfortunately, by Lord. So now top 3 is just very spaced out right now. Each of them are at least 2 seconds apart from each other, maybe even more. And Clay has this Mega 4 right now. STS bottom 3. Unless there was a shock into set here. There is the blue, as stated from earlier. One of the baggers is running forward, so someone does have it. And there is a PrimeX shock, assuming. Not sure, though. Could have been an STS into set and just Clay just predicting. Not sure. Could have been an either team shock. But still 1-3 for PrimeX. Start in 7 right now. JC has to make this cut to at least get back into this race here. And he unfortunately hits the banana. So that is going to be in 8th place for STS right now. Clay in 1 right now. Or 2nd, sorry. With Squirrel in 1st. Top 2 still. JP in 3rd. If Clay hits this green, it could be huge, but you just throw it forward. 3-4, 3-4-5, I think. It's very close. Star potentially got 5th there. But top 2-5, I believe, for PrimeX. And just to clarify, it's going to be a -25 against PrimeX. So this is completely switched up everything. PrimeX did get this winning race here. I think it is top 2-5, which would have put an STS out of this war completely. Would have been unwinnable unless an all run. But the unfortunate -25 has kept STS within 6 points with 1 race to go. So even though with lots of misfortune on their side, both teams, again, still playing very good. Lots of good plays coming out from both teams right now. And after all of it, STS can still win it after trailing for this entire war. I don't think they've been in the lead once for this entire time. They haven't actually, because they get a -1 race on Volcanic Skyway. So if they do pull off this win, it would be really huge for them, considering they've been trailing for 11 races and then pulling a race 12 comeback on the to win match 1 would be so huge for just mental fortitude going into match 2 here. But being down 6 points here, they're going to be, again, needing a +7 race on the minimum here, which is 34 points on the minimum here to take the win. And all PrimeX need is at least 28 points or more to keep their lead here. And it is going to be the reset of GBH Cheeseland from STS here. JP getting the early draft into 1 right now. Not sure if he got that first item, so most likely only has 1 item right now. But he does pull triple nana, so he can back freely for the time being right now. Again, most important part of this track is the second half with the shroomless cut, and then lots of off-road for big golden and triple shroom strats to occur. But Squirrel and Clay, I think both failing, and JP making, yeah, JP is still up there. So 145 from two blunders from PrimeX, and JP pretty comfortable in one right now. Lord chaining a star in a low spot, by the way, so you can have a pretty good item, but it was unfortunately triple reds from probably a box 6 there. So top 2 still for STS. Nana onto the good Nana from JC and a very good Sherm second here. Could potentially back him up if he is failing the Shroomless cut up here. Clay has 2 Shrooms and 5 here. Gonna probably take the cut here. JC goes for the cut. He goes for the low trick cut that the BKT does and makes it very cleanly. And it's actually top 3 for STS right now, heading into lap 3 right now. But the blue comes out, so it's going to make the pack way closer with that blue. Still top 3 though. But a bagger is running forward. Someone has shock, but not sure what team. If it's STS, they could actually make the comeback. And if it's PrimeX, they just need at least one, but most likely 2 dodges to clutch it up here on this lap 3 here. But Squirrels, unfortunately, random green, forced to burn the, or no, the golden was already getting burnt. Never mind. Shock comes out. TS is JC. There is a Dodger leaning to a PrimeX shock. With Lord being the Dodger, Squirrel goldening up. This could be very bad for STS here. Is gonna be top 2 unless Squirrel gets hit somehow, which he doesn't. And PrimeX is gonna be closing this out barely. Clutch shock from Locky, race 12 to barely get the win. Pretty leaning pretty heavily that it was a PrimeX shock. Lord dodging, TSing JC on the cut in first. 1-3 is perfectly enough, unless there is another pen, which I highly doubt it. It was just 1-3, just any spots will work for them. 1-3, 6, 7, 9. Gonna be closing it out by 11 points. Even with the minus 25, and a great way for Squirrel to set the tone for this BO3 with a amazing 130 points. Perfectly showing why he had such a high average in the regular season along his teammates here. But even after trailing for the entire match, STS always were just 1-2 races away from taking the lead. So it's definitely not a one-sided matchup. This is definitely a fair matchup. Could have been even in the regular season, because technically, again, this is the first match that these two teams have played against each other in the entire season. But yeah, after that match one, again, PrimeX taking a 1-0 lead, so they just need one more win in the next 2 matches to make Division 3 finals, who the winner of this BO3 will again be playing whoever wins match 3 between Trinity and Vibe Freaks, for that to be determined. But while the room joining process resets for match 2, we'll take a tiny intermission break. And welcome back, everyone, to match two of the CTC Division 3 semis between STS and PrimeX, where PrimeX took match one technically by a good amount, if not for that -25, which made things a lot closer than it should have. But PrimeX were in the lead for all 12 races from match one, so could set the tone again as long as Squirrel, or also with Squirrel scoring 130. So definitely setting the tone for the remainder of this best of three here. And again, PrimeX just need one more win here to take this series, and STS definitely on the end of the pressure, having to win the next two matches if it goes to it here. But starting on to Siberian here, and Clay getting past that TC and not getting into Val, unfortunately, so he's gonna be out of this race in eighth for a tiny bit here, switching over to Squirrel, keeping it down in first place for now. Is he going to go for bridge tricks? He is going for this first one here and perfectly makes it. Lockie slightly in 10 right now. So far, JC having two Sherms and 5 on the other POV here. Spots still pretty mixed up. 2, 3, 5 still. For STS, JC probably just going to be taking this ending 2 Sherm cut here, yeah. With JP taking cut as well. So pack still extremely close, other than the bottom two. There with Clay and Val being the bottom two, so it's an even 3v3 so far. Up in the front here, Squirrel still keeping down one. Good pow for JC. And still 2-3 so far. And one more thing to add, just noticing Lord is on Daisy right now, just for minimap purposes. So it could be good to know if whenever a Daisy kind of play happens, it is PrimeX. And one more thing to add, that one of the baggers as well on a different character being Bowser. So going to be easier to tell as well. Not sure who it is Lockie on Bowser. So two of PrimeX on two different characters. So going to be easier to tell on the minimap who is who. But also Lockie running forward again as the Bowser could mean PrimeX have shock right now. And again, Clay has a star in 5, which if they do have shock, going to be very huge. Could be another good start to the new war right now. But 1-4-5 still. Never mind, no, top 2-4-5. I lied. Sorry, stars in second right now. So if PrimeX do have shock, this could be an insane race. JC, unfortunately, just falling off the track on the other POV here. There was a Bill in the back. But bottom three right now. Clay might be forced into the star. No, he cracks it. Could be a huge race if the stream doesn't lag so much. But Jade in a star, or and Mega, sorry. Shock coming out. TS is Jade. Lord is spitting out on the minimap, unfortunately, but it does seem like he's going to keep 5th place here. And as I say that, yeah, Lockie pulls that first shock. Another great run by Squirrel. Just completely dominating these races so far. Has a combined 145 points in 13 races, which is absolutely ridiculous right now. But huge top 3, 5, 9, I'm assuming, yeah. Plus 27 race to start the new match. Exactly what you need. Especially that you're up 1-0 on the series now. All that pressure is now just mounting up onto STS. Again, 11 races to go. But just mentally speaking, especially that it's so difficult to have a perfect mental fortitude in a game like Mario Kart, where there's so many luck factors, it could easily spiral out of control. If PrimeX even get one or two more winning races, like that. But we will see if they do get their chained track pick here. They are busting out Color Wonderland, similarly to Skyline, very broken for running. Color Wonderland / Lost Fortress. Very broken running track. STS is praying that it's Desert Fort / Cruel Angels. as that will just allow them to at least mix up the spots in some way right now. But we do get the middle ground. It is Lost Fortress, not as broken as Color Wonderland, but it can be runnable in certain situations. So still on the side for PrimeX for their advantage here, but STS at least have some or a better chance than Color. Definitely 100% to at least make a comeback on this race here. JC is unfortunately off immediately, so he is going to be gone 8 for the time being here. If there are any early shroom takers here, there is one. It is Lord. And JP, oh, very close. Mega does not connect. It is 1-3 for the time being, but Lord, Nana's squirrel off. Very unfortunate miscommunication there. But Clay's still up here, but again, now STS in 2-3 right now. Due to that, green off the wall does not connect. Both baggers still neck and neck right now, but Lucas did respawn actually a tiny bit quicker. So Lucas is going to be getting the first box 10 here. Could be huge for STS. Clay gets the mega box there, which is very huge. But actually gets a single shroom, which means that there are 2 megas in play already actually in the mid pack. So pretty unfortunate actually for Clay. But good to know that there are 2 megas in play in the mid spots. Not sure who's holding them, but could be anywhere between 4th and 7th. JP has one of the megas there, as we saw. So gonna take cut into 1. PrimeX in 2-3, 2-3-4, unless Val is in second. Never mind, 1-3-4 for PrimeX. Huge POW on the pull from STS here. Could definitely get a T-POW here, maybe onto the mega box here, preventing Clay from getting it. But 2 of PrimeX failing actually, and Val does seem to be in first now. So all of a sudden 1-3, yeah, we're gonna see a potential T-POW onto the getting of the mega box, which yeah does work out. So top 2 do not have megas due to that, and a very good Shroom 3 right now from JC. Locky going backwards and then turning forward, so PrimeX have shock with the Bowser running forward right now. Could be huge for PrimeX to clutch something up here, as they are only second right now. Soon to be top 2 for STS here. Maybe a TS on. There are so many ramps that we could see potential TSs on. Could be this one, could be the next one. Squirrel pulls a Mega 4 on the other PUV. Yep. 3-4 still for PrimeX. This could be really good. Could maybe see a TS onto the final ramp. But they do have to use this somewhat soon, because again, they are breaking a tiny bit in top 2 right now. Most likely going to be seeing it very soon. Shock coming out. And a perfect triple reds pull. That is exactly what you need. Just going to red out JC. But Val actually gets to crack the red. So he is not redded. Keeping first. And it is... Oh, but JP's unfortunately TC'd on the line. So PrimeX sneak into 5th. A very unfortunate TC. Just a very unfortunate ending in general, just considering obviously PrimeX having shock and a mega in 3rd place there at the end. But very good from Val to not get redded there. That would have been completely race ending. Would have been 1-3, 1-3-5 for PrimeX, but I do think it is 2-3-5 instead. Yeah. +1, no, -1 race for PrimeX, so very even for both teams. Definitely not what PrimeX wanted, especially on their track pick and their shock most likely, but they will have to work with that. But definitely better played by STS that race with less fails. Very clean driving from JP, just unfortunately just dying due to shock, etc. during the race. But we are seeing 2 more pretty staple tracks with Starry on PrimeX and Thwomp Swamp on STS here. One definitely way more run heavy than the other, being Starry Cityscape, which we are going to be getting Starry And especially that PrimeX have that yellow line. Hopefully in 2-3, I'm not sure if they do have it. Especially because first does have this very bad line onto the right rail here, but this green line leg could maybe come into play here. Val tries swerving, doesn't get it. Val actually keeps one on his screen. Potentially, he's one on his screen. Yeah, he is. You can see how lag compensation completely kicks in there, but very huge draft from Squirrel there. Does not get into one though, and unfortunate hits the grass there and completely bumped. But it's fine because Clay does get into one, but never mind. Jade now gets into one and bumps Clay. So now after all of that, it's top two for STS going into this set here, and Clay does not get a box, so he's not going to be able to get a shroom to take the cut, and a very, very clean backfib onto Clay, and early shock. I mixed it up. There was just a miscommunication on the backfib. Um, but early shock coming out on the side of STS since JP was in that mega, so not really sure what the play was there, but actually Locky in 10, so might even lean over to a PrimeX shock. Because Lord is in one now, as we see on the Daisy. So was most likely actually a PrimeX shot, just JP hitting the wall and then dodging in the mega. But 1-4-5 so far for PrimeX. JC still in 8 right now, just chaining items. But Lord actually getting hit out, so I think STS now gets into first here. Very close pack still so far for Starry. Top 2 now actually for STS. But Locky again still in 10th. Could get that second shock that PrimeX need from what it seems like here. Green does not connect. Squirrel's probably going to be taking the 2-shroom cut here. Unfortunate wall hit. It's going to get himself maybe not even to second here. Yeah, because of that wall hit. Has to go wide and then gets hit by the greens. 3-4 still for PrimeX. Clay has a mega in 7 right now. And Locky's going forward. So pretty confident PrimeX do have shock here. Could potentially a seed here. There's 2 of PrimeX in dodges right now. Could potentially see a late shock here. And it does come out late PrimeX shock. Pow coming out getting STS. Oh, but the unfortunate TC. Star has to make some type of play onto Val here. But never mind, Clay just gets it by himself. So Val is just now dead. Oh, but he passes it to Star. Never mind. Val still in first after all of that, and triple red pull from STS. So it is top 2 now. After all of that, after double dodging, Jade still in second, and it's looking like a top 2 for STS. Fib on the right ramp, and not seeing any other STS members up here unless they're in fourth. They're not. It's looking like a 3-4-5-6. Yeah, so it's going to be top 2, bottom 2 for STS, but for 2 shocks from PrimeX and a winning race on a track like Starry that has so many shortcuts, that's definitely a win in your books there. Very well played from Val there. That was going to be absolutely race ending. Considering that STS got bottom 2 as well, could have even been bottom 3 if Val kept that TC instead of passing it there to Star. But keeping first there, top 2, and similarly to last war, going to be keeping cutting down that lead ever so slightly, bit by bit. Only down 23 right now, so pretty similar situation as last war right now. Still trailing, but they're just always that one top 3 away from getting back into the war, and they still have 9 races to go, so they're perfectly fine in their situation there. Really does depend on what track here it does go. One more thing to point out is, since again with the ban and protect thing, the 2 tracks that got banned for STS's side were Luckily for PrimeX, two of the most broken running tracks that ST had on their list. It was Rainbow Road Solar Edition and Sandy Clock Tower, which again, both the tracks are ridiculous for running. And luckily for PrimeX, they banned both of them. So STS really have to scramble for new running tracks here because they have their two most familiar running tracks unable to be picked completely this match. We do see Infernal, which again is more of a track where just most teams know how to play because it's more of a popular track in the pack here, but still broken for running nonetheless if the beginning is played correctly here. Squirrel's gonna try to maybe get a draft or something. There is a draft from Clay and an early red from Squirrel's POV, now lagging as well, unfortunately. Switching over to Clay, still in second right now. And knowing him, he's gonna try to outline Val here potentially in one. Gets a perfect half chain there. So yeah, due to that half chain, gonna get into first here. And a very good Nana onto Val. Oh, but unfortunately hits the thwomp off the track. So all of that unfortunately goes to nothing for Prime X. And instead STS now in 2-3-4. So now they're got majority top spots right now. Still pretty mixed up because PrimeX is in 5-6 right now, but never mind. Val gets the red. So now STS top 2-5. For the time being, these triple shrooms are going to be huge for Clay. He's going to take this cut, and he might chain his shroom on this set here to take the cut on the left here. Most likely. No, he decides to not get the chain. Pretty weird play, honestly. You could have just had an item in second, but pretty safe in second still for him, especially with these triple greens. Yeah, he's just be safe in second. And on the other POV, yeah, JC pulls that blue in sixth right now, but with this pack split, JC's just gonna be stuck holding that blue unless Val gets just makes a error or just something happens. Um, oh, but a very clean fib landing from Val there. So yeah, JC is gonna be holding that blue for the rest of the race. Unfortunately for him, and fortunately for Val, he's just most likely gonna have a first here. Squirrel's target powed off to the left there. Actually, very confusing pow there. But should mean that PrimeX don't have shrooms because they all got powered after set, unless Star has something here in third, which yeah, he doesn't. So Val again pretty safe in one right now. Both baggers still sitting, so it is shockless still. And if you're STS, shockless is perfectly fine in this situation right now because again you're holding blue. So it's just all up to the mid spots right now. But switching POVs, if that's a PrimeX member in 5, this could be really bad, actually. It is not, though. There's JP234 still for Prime X. They, especially with this blue hold in 6, they can't really do much to this 234. JP is the only one that could really make a play. But the baggers are running forward, actually. Unfortunately, Nana. It is Lucas with shot because the first funky is the running. Could maybe see a shot. Could be a shock blue potentially. Squirrel predicts the shock blue. Clay's gonna get blued here on the line here. Very laggy stream. Oh my god. His stream has died, unfortunately. Squirrel gets 8th. Zero clue what Clay got because it's just white screen because the blue. But even with Squirrel predicting the shock blue and getting himself into set there, which very good play by him, still getting an 8. And assuming Clay got absolutely killed, which he actually still gets second from that, which could have been way worse. Winning race for STS, huge 48-point GP from Val, keeping this within, again, striking distance, only down 20. Even though they got top 3-5 to race 1, it might only be 3 small winning races, which have only added up to 7 points. But those are points. It's better than PrimeX just literally chaining 3 running tracks and getting a plus 60 lead. in the first 3 races. That would have been absolutely potentially match killing. Um, but STS proving that again, one top 3-5 is not going to destroy their mental fortitude for the match. They're still in it. Seeing Mansion of Madness, pretty good runner as well, as long as you know all the strats as well. Can definitely catch teams off guard uh, if you don't practice this track. And then we see Vile with the lone Caladay Desert, which has yet to be seen. Maybe we'll see Caladay uh, in the future races potentially. But again, we are seeing Mansion here. 4-1-3. So as long as Val keeps one here, Clay's obviously going to try to get that outline, knowing him into first place here. And again, similarly to RBC, could maybe get drafts here at the start, but Clay actually gets bumped all the way down to 8 or to a bottom spot here. So, and that timer bomb actually, yeah, it is gonna not be an instant bomb. So pretty lucky for Clay to not lose this golden. At least he's gonna use it to some value, but it's gonna completely not be enough because JP has triple reds or 2 reds spinning in third. So STS early top 3 right now, switching to Scroll Bomb, super close. That would have been completely killing for PrimeX there. Clay pulls the early blue. That is at 35 seconds. So definitely going to mix up spots, especially that box 4 could have been key. Unfortunately, only a single red. Could maybe get JP here, but does seem like he cracks it. No one gets rejected. JP is still alive, but he's in third, just slightly behind. 1-3 still. Lockie's slightly in 10 right now. But Lucas just turned around and started going forward, which could mean Lucas might have just pulled it in 9 potentially. But as I said, he's going backwards again, so I'm not sure. Do believe it's shockless because Lockie just respawned. Yeah, so unless Lucas has a 9, it's shockless with a high chance of a PrimeX pulling. But so far, 1-3 still. Clay's just going to try again to second here, which he does by shrooming. But Lucas, no, is still going backwards. So yeah, still shockless with a pretty high chance of PrimeX pulling. But unfortunately, the crabs move too quickly and hit Clay, completely sending him now back to the mid pack. And it is now 2-3 for STS. All they need is a blue here. And they could potentially get this comeback race here. Both cut takers here. TC4 from the Clay POV. But he can't really slow down again because it's a PrimeX member in 5th right now. He just has to tank this and maybe just try to salvage whatever he can right now. But he is redded into bottom 2 with Star right now. And we see the Daisy also kind of in the mid to low spots. So it is all Squirrel right now. JC does get rejected though. So maybe, but Lord also gets rejected as well. There's two members of PrimeX getting rejected on that turn. That turn always doing some funky stuff there. But it is 2-3-4 still for STS. Lord failing the cut. That is going to be huge for STS. 2-3-4-5 right now. They just need to hold this. Lucas is going forward as well. So if STS do pull shock, they do. They get the TS onto Squirrel. This can be huge right now. If you're STS, bottom 3 still for PrimeX right now, as long as no one pulls shrooms, and they don't. So that is bottom 3 for PrimeX. Squirrel, again, not really sure what spot he got. He could have potentially still gone first, maybe even third, because that TS is not the greatest. But leaning towards, because Squirrel is in the mid pack on that mini map, he could have gone even 4th potentially. But we will see. He 3rd from that TS. Huge shock from Lucas there. Top 2, 4, 5, 9. It was looking dire because PrimeX were top 2 on STS's track pick, and again, it's pretty difficult to catch up um, on Mansion unless you get rejected twice and then failing the shroom cut as well, unless all of that happened, which it did, against PrimeX. So STS, uh, again, knowing the track better, even though they got rejected with JC, only getting it once though, but PrimeX getting a minimum of two, maybe even three times. But again, me personally, I'll never understand how you don't get rejected there. I'm gonna be so honest, but I've always thought it was luck based, but I could be wrong. I kind of just pray, and for STS, the praying worked more with JC only failing it once. And for the first time in 17 races, we are seeing STS in the lead um, in this best of three and get the DS Wario Stadium, which in my opinion is the most broken running track in the entire pack, more than Skyline, more than Color, more than Starry, more than anything. Uh, I am biased though, but if they do again, if they play this beginning perfectly, you will see hopefully that this track is just unbelievably broken if no one gets bumped out for STS here. Um, Still top two right now, but it's greened out unfortunately. So that is one STS member out. STS still in top two in the other POV right now. Three reds were getting spread onto JC there. But this shroom's gonna be huge and a huge bomb onto Squirrel. They're only connecting on Squirrel though. Lagged through JP there. Um, and switching over to Clay has two shrooms. Again, STS still in top three right now. So far one lap down, and they've kept all their top spots here. Unfortunately though, the stream is just completely killing itself. Honestly, hopefully he's not lagging anymore. So yeah, a very good Nana from JP. Yeah, he's gonna burn a shroom, and then it gets another Nana. So both shrooms are burnt now. Again, the blue was thrown. So yeah, gonna be only top two now for STS right now. But it does seem Locky is gone 10 right now, so this could be bad, honestly, for STS. If Locky just pulls shock here. Star gets into second, and then Reds, JP, and then Squirrel sneaks into fourth with a star. So yeah, if Locky pulls shock, this could be a winning race for PrimeX after starting in terrible spots. And as I say that, Clay reds out Val. So completely reversed. Now PrimeX is top three on a track like this, and it's lap three, so it's gonna be insanely difficult to catch up because there are literally zero shortcuts here. Unless there's a late STS shock, which I doubt, unless Lucas has it at 9. But again, Lord's in 8 right now, so he's probably just might call this late. Blue comes out though, could maybe do something, might see a cancel. It is a cancel, but Jade actually predicts the cancel. And Shane's a mega. It's gonna be close bomb. It is neck and neck, honestly. Definitely a PrimeX shock. It's just all of there were at least two STS dodges, just a really obvious blue cancel there to predict. But pretty good stuff, honestly, from PrimeX on a track like this where there are literally zero shortcuts. The biggest the shroom cut is the one that you do through that little patch of dirt that saves like half a second. Made a pretty good comeback. They started in bottom three, got into top three, but just unfortunate how that ending went. After all that, STS get that winning race, 1-4-5-7. So they're going to extend the lead a tiny bit now, up to 6 points with half the war left. So still anyone's match. And again, yeah, PrimeX are just 6 races away for them personally from taking this series 2-0 here. But they just can't, they just need that one race to stop this momentum because so far STS has this momentum currently in the bag right now. We're going to be seeing Vile / Caladay once again from PrimeX. Maybe we'll see it over here. And for STS going Aquadrome stage, another pretty broken track for running. as the biggest cut, the biggest shroom cut is at the very end, which doesn't even save that much. And then the main shroomless cut uh, at the start with the wheelie is very easily blockable, either on the ramp or landing, especially fib landing. Yeah, it's basically guaranteed to connect because there's only one, maybe two lines to take the cut, uh, uh, unless you go around it. So STS could definitely use that to their advantage here. Um, so far, we'll see if Jade again, yeah, is able to take this cut here. Again, you can't really take the cut perfectly unless you get those bounces like that. Um, but again, Jade just fails it in first, so it's better for Squirrel. And a great fib snipe, just unfortunately onto his own teammate of Lord there. So most of PrimeX in the bag with one STS member, as we saw back there. But actually, no, never mind. Top two for PrimeX so far. Greenback does not connect. This star in third is huge, but both baggers are stuck on the wall bonk. Lucas is the first one to make the wall bonk. So he's in 10 right now. Again, this star could be huge, but they might have to use an early shock because PrimeX are top three right now. So if Lucas already pulled, could maybe even see a TS on this cut here. Potentially very laggy green from Lord there. But no shock coming out. Nothing landing on the cut, so JC is perfectly alive with this star in four still. All they need, literally, a shock. They don't even need blue, just because JC is going to easily get into first with a dodge here. So, but obviously blue would be pretty nice for them. That fib could matter lap 3 potentially. It's still going to be there. Unfortunate bump from they bump each other actually. So unfortunate miscommunication. Still top three for PrimeX. Similarly to DS Wario, again, they are top three again on an STS runner. Lucas still in 10 right now, but just not sure if he has it because he's still going backwards. Unless he turns around here, which he doesn't. Squirrel uses a star in 7 behind JC right now. JP fails the cut, unfortunately. It's still top three. But now Lockie's in 10, actually. Even though Lucas has been 10 the entire race, now Lockie's in 10. This is now completely. This is terrible now for STS. Pow comes out, forced JC into the star. But again, Lockie's now running forward. PrimeX have shock after all of this time. And Clay uses a mega from the other POV here. But it is most likely just a top 2-4 on the side of PrimeX here. But again, this time, or well, for the second time, again, starting top 2 for STS and then completely flipping it around, being top 3. And this time, instead of that choke on DS Wario that PrimeX had, this time they kept those top spots. And now definitely crushed that momentum that STS had. Top 2-4, and they're gonna take the lead now once again. Still single digits though, with 5 to go. Still very close war. Overall, closer war than last one, for sure, as it's been single digits for around half the races now, maybe even more. So now with PrimeX with that momentum swing now with top 2-4. And definitely more of a running track choice since they've banned 2 of STS's main runners. We'll see what they're going to be opting here to go. It's going to be GBA BC2 from that other POV, and then Blissful Block. Again, a pretty niche track, honestly. Not a lot of teams pick Blissful, especially that it is banned in a lounge. It's only allowed in wars, so you don't really get to play Blissful that much, really, other than wars, and especially only against teams that actually pick this track. And again, STS Team 1 and 2 are really the only teams that pick blissful blocks, so they could really have a huge advantage on this track here. The card patterns could get a bit nasty. We could maybe see some bombs getting exploded. We could potentially see some flattenings under cars from either team here. Um, the early draft, and as I say that, we are getting a car hit immediately, but just unfortunate lag there from yellow line there. But 2-3-4 so far for STS right now. But that triple greens pull is going to be very good to pressure JC. Oh, but it is JP actually. Never mind. Oh, that is a very laggy bump right there. That is for sure. I don't even know what happened. That is there's a cannon there. That I've actually never knew that there's a cannon there. But other than that, PrimeX in 1-3 still start keeping it down. In 1 right now. Locky in 10 as well, so could be huge for PrimeX here. If Squirrel pulls a lucky Shroom third here, he could take this upcoming cut here, but Star's blued actually, so he just gets a box in first. Greenback instantly does not connect. Nana as well does not connect. JC most likely just going to be taking the Shroom cut on the right here, yes, with 2 more Shrooms as well, so it could be very good. And it's actually bottom 3 for PrimeX. Again, it is all Squirrel right now for the time being. They just need 1 blue, and this could be a top 4 situation here for STS, but that good Nana from Squirrel is going to give him a tiny bit of a bigger lead, and JP is bumped off or just drives off to the left to the water there, unfortunately. And JC's opting to sit. Could mean Lucas pulled though, but I'm not entirely sure because he only got a box 6, so I'm not sure what the play behind that was. And Clay got bombed to the top path of lap 3, which again, that is something I've never seen before. 2 things I've never seen before on this race of Blissful, so. But bottom 2 so far, again, 0 clue who could have shock, honestly, because of JC sitting. Maybe PrimeX having, he's just trying to prevent the dodge, but he is going to be goldening up here. Yeah, it does take the cut here. But the pack split, again, not to forgot to mention, is again ridiculous. Top 3 is gone, and it is a 1v2 for Squirrel with 2 STS members in the front, barely making the cut. There is very close. His top 2 actually. Shock comes out from PrimeX, but they can't really do anything about that top 2. So there's just gonna be a salvage for mid spots there. Blue card does not connect. It is 3-4 at least. 3-4-5. JC has to concede. Oh, it is to his own teammate. So 3-4-5-8. So a winning race for STS there. Saw 2 things that I've literally never. I didn't even know about that, or just never seen. There's a cannon in the building, and Clay got bombed to the top path of lap 3, which is pretty funny. But with another STS winning race, they take the lead once again, and now they're up 2 points going into the final GP of match 2. So this is another lead change, the third lead change in 3 races. The leads have been changing back and forth every race is GP, and now it can't get any closer than 2 points right now, excluding ties. So it's just whoever wins the next GP will just most likely be taking this home. If it's PrimeX, it's gonna be the series, and if it's STS, they're gonna be getting one last chance in match 3 to potentially make a series comeback. But it all starts with the next track pick. Again, PrimeX have been picking Vile/Caladay for a while, and they have not gotten it. They've been picking it since race 2 or 3, after that top 3-5, and they still haven't gotten it. It's going to be Thwomp Swamp on the side of STS, and again, not a lot of teams play this track other than STS, and I know VF because Casper loves Thwomp Swamp, But other than those two teams, not really sure. So again, STS could have an advantage on this track as well. Squirrels squeezing into second here. Val keeping it down in 1. JC does pull triple shrooms in A, so there is no bill in play, just for the baggers to know. And both baggers do make the strats, so it's going to be neck and neck here. Are going to see if Val might place a nano landing on this shroomless cut here. Does not. And JC pulls a TC in 7 on the other POV. Going to be pretty, for that Nana, almost connects. Actually, pretty surprising that doesn't connect. If that was NA to NA, it was definitely going to connect. But speaking of bags, Val gets a very nice backfib, and Jay just tried his entire life to get Squirrel there. Does not connect, though. But still, top 2 for STS, and Val is gone 1 as well. A blue shell is not going to really do much here. And just drives into the banana, so he's gonna be off. It's top 2 forceful for STS, but again, first and second are just gone right now. So this could be exactly what STS need. But as I say that, actually, one of STS just fell off. I think JP just fell off or something. Because yeah, he's nowhere to be seen now. It is top 2 still, but it's still 3-4 for Jade here. Or sorry, for PrimeX here. They kind of just have to play for 2-3-4 here, because again, Val is so safe in first here. Nanotite does not connect. Again, Lockie's in 10. But both baggers are just... Never mind, Lockie just fell off. It's shockless unless Lucas has a 9. The blue does come out as stated, but there's going to be no item to combo because Clay has a Sherm. Shock comes out, STS Shock, canceling blue, dodging JC in 8, and getting a lot of PrimeX after set. Actually, never mind, there's 2 of PrimeX into set, so maybe not the best shock, potentially. Maybe canceling blue kind of as late as possible, or maybe not even canceling at all, because Val was so gone in first. JC got 2 of PrimeX into set, which gave Lord the shrooms to clutch up third there. So not still a good shot, obviously. Dodging an 8, getting top 2, etc. But with how close this is, and with every point mattering, as it seems, with a 2-point match, that it could matter in the end. But yeah, we are seeing top 2, 4, 7 from STS. Another winning race. And now up 17 with 3 to go right now. And again, Val and Jade absolutely killing it right now, both on 90 plus after 9 races. So we could maybe see a squirrel type score from match 1 for either of these players if they keep this up right now. And also if STS just get another track pick, because they've been getting majority track picks, definitely, because Vilisle and Lone Caliday has been on this track selection screen for over 5 races. Pretty confident. It's just full Vilisle now. Are we gonna get it? We'll have to see and find out. And if it's Pipe, gonna be really good for STS, because Pipe Underworld, the first strat of the whole race, top 2 has a very good line for it. But finally, PrimeX get that track pick that they're hoping to really get for a very long time. Finally getting that Vilisle track pick. Lots of shroom cuts, especially at the start here, the 1 shroom cut, and then a pretty good golden strat, honestly, through the cave, and just a lot of mud cuts in general. And Squirrel's going to be sitting, going to see triple shrooms, which perfectly works. Most likely going to take this 1 shroom cut here, and then has 2 more shrooms to take any other cuts here. But JC does the same and actually has 1 shroom in 1. So same pull as Squirrel on the other POVs. So we have shrooms in top 2 right now from both our POVs right now. And they're most likely just going to hold them until the beginning cut. But JC does a tiny blunder there, taking the cup or nudging the mud there. So now Squirrel gets into 1. Clay has a golden in 5th. And again, the golden strat that you can do is pretty broken. You can take a lot of mud cuts and just cuts in general. But unfortunately, his stream is going to be lagging. Squirrel does take the cut in one, and JC. They both make Lord in third right now. He's gonna make it once the stream does fix, yeah. But he might get redded, yeah, he does get redded by Val. So the golden's not the greatest, but it does work out. Locky is gone 10 right now, actually. Just respawn, so it's shockless unless Lucas pulls at 9, because now he's running forward in 9. He's either just chaining 9 or he has it. Unfortunately for Locky, he is running in 9, so could mean STS did pull shock 9 here, and could be exactly what they need here to at least clutch this race up, as PrimeX still in first. Clay's holding a star in 7 right now. He's chaining it in the back. Fortunately, not the greatest chain, though. Only a single shroom. So far, though, still PrimeX in the winning race position, but again, leaning to STS having shock, which could flip the race completely here. Do you see the Daisy and Force? So Lord's in 4th right now. Shock coming out, yep, TSing Squirrel, STS shock. And again, the respawn is terrible on that ramp. JC is going to be first here. After the resize, has to just hold down one. Green does not connect, and it is first place. 1-3 for STS. So another very key shock from Lucas there. Pretty fortunate again. Pretty confident he was in 9 that entire race. And Locky was perma 10 there. But with the race counter going down, this is all STS need. They do not need to play hyper aggressive or any of that stuff. 1-3 is perfectly fine. Sorry. Yeah, 1-3 is perfectly fine. As long as they got 2 mid spots and is not bottom 2. They'll be up in the mid 20s, maybe even high, depending. 1-3-5-6. Most likely to be high 20s now. 28 points with 2 to go. So gonna be, again, pretty dire situation. It looked pretty dire for STS match 1 until the -25. But again, there are no pens so far sent. So PrimeX cannot bail out on penalties so far, as Lucas has not committed any. So they're cleanly up 28 points. And again, the most you can win a race without an all run is 31. So as long as STS gets a slightly winning race, even PrimeX are going to be forced to all run, unless PrimeX get a winning race here. Is basically mandatory, unless it's a +1, -1 situation. Could be GG's after race 11, depending on the race STS get here. And it is ticking down to Desert Fort. Another pretty hard reset, honestly. There are so many shortcuts on this track here. But that's just every Joris track. But this is an amazing track created by Joris and very popular, definitely, in this pack. So we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of shortcuts during this race here. Swerve left, almost actually gets it. And through the laggy interaction, Squirrel gets the triple shrooms 4 and then instantly into 3rd, but he has to crack this red though, which unfortunately doesn't. Maybe it was Lord, and then Lord backs the reds, unfortunately. So those triple shrooms in 3 were completely useless in the end there. But there is a cut to no dock cutters. So spots are going to stay the same most likely. Jade getting redded here. And this golden 5 now. Perfect for Squirrel. Going to take the golden strat here. Red is bagger, unfortunately. But on the minimap, Lucas is just running forward already. Not sure if he gave up going backwards, or slight chance he already has shock in 9 potentially. which I'm honestly leaning to that idea that Lucas already has the shock. It's only going to be one shock race, most likely, because again, Locky is perma 10 right now, but STS don't need a big race here. But PrimeX is 1-3-4, top 2-4 right now, so they're STS is hoping for shrooms or something. JC could make some type of bomb play here, especially with two bombs here, but he can't get past his TC here. Bond does not connect onto Star. And a great trick snipe from a PrimeX member there onto JC. So now he's going to be completely dead. Bomb, hero bomb up. Still bouncing, does not connect. PrimeX in top two so far with Lord and Squirrel, but a lot of STS in the mid pack. So they just need one blue, honestly. But Clay has triple reds onto JC, so he's most likely dead here. Yeah, he is dead. So it's top 2-4 for PrimeX, and they are gone top two, as you can see by the mini map. The Daisy and the Funky are neck and neck, but again, it is both PrimeX. But STS, again, they have shock. So they could definitely make some type of shock call in the very early shock first set, which is usually more or less common than second or third. Usually second or third are the most common shock spots, but pretty aggressive first shock call, double dodging Val and Jade. But that could all be gone because there's a POW in 6 right now, which could just remove all shrooms from STS. They're all gone now due to that POW, unless a hop dodge happens, which pretty sure no hop dodge happened. Yeah, there are no cut takers. So a good shock from STS, but that POW perfectly countered it. So I do think PrimeX still in the winning positions right now. Squirrel is still first, Lord in second right now. Top two still. Again, this ending could ruin some lives here. Squirrel makes it. Another shock. Could be PrimeX because they were perma 10 again, once again. But it's top two. And from the other POV, Clay getting 7th. Really depends what Star got here. But it's either 4th or 5th for Star. Pretty huge for PrimeX, honestly. Might be very huge that they pulled that ending shock there, honestly. From Locky there. Could be tilting though, because Lucas honestly pulled shock extremely early. He started going forward at 40 seconds in 9. So it could have been extremely tilting. Never mind, it is top 3-7 for PrimeX, and they are back. Even though down 28, only down 9 points. So similarly to last match, it's the complete opposite now. It's still winnable for either team. 9 points, and PrimeX have the advantage if they get the track pick. Because they are top 3. Really depends what they go here, though. There's a lot of options. Obviously, I'm not really too familiar with the actual track list. But from the other POV, it's going to be GBA Bowser Castle 2, very broken for running. There are genuinely no shortcuts. There's no shroom shortcuts on this track. There's one shroomless, which isn't even worth half the time. And Super Marine, a pretty hard reset. So the track pick honestly is going to make it or break it here for this match too. And this, again, 9-point difference. Tracks slowing down. It's barely the last possible BC2 before Super Marine World. And PrimeX, there's a path for them starting top 3 on this track. They need a plus 11 race, 36 points for PrimeX to win. And all STS need is 26 points or more to keep the lead. But 36 points, honestly, is a lot to ask, especially with high pressure here. But Squirrel's just he's completely bumped out of it alongside Star. And actually, JP getting early into first and JC Goldening. So, top 3 on BC2, one of the most broken tracks, and it's now top 2 for STS, somehow completely just reversing the purpose of a running track here. It's top 3 for STS, but as I say that, Bill 8 gets pulled by Clay and the Bowser in 10 with it being Locky. This could be huge. Shock is so a very high chance to be pulled in 10, assuming that Goldens and Stars are also in play, even higher is the chance of Shock being pulled with this bill. Almost even guaranteed that he should pull in 10 unless, again, unless Lucas lucks out in 9, because Locky is pretty gone in 10 right now. Uh, but could be very bad news because Lucas is sitting in 9 right now, sitting still, not really moving. On the mini map, actually, Lucas gets starred by a runner, actually. So now Locky in 10 and PrimeX Shock. That is such a huge play by the PrimeX runner, starring Shock out of Lucas at the end of lap 2 there, and then Locky instantly pulling it. And Clay now bill dodging in 1. He is safe in 1. Green does not connect. But they need way more than just first place here. 36 points, 15 obviously of the 36 is good, but they need way more than just 1 here. SES is 2-3-4 still. They might need a second shock even, which I don't know if it's pullable until the last straightaway. There's a star here getting used, and a blue, but there's no shock. And it's going to be bottom 3 for PrimeX, and STS keep it even with the best play of the whole match potentially. PrimeX member starring shock out of Lucas lap 2, and then Locky pulling it immediately, dodging. Still not enough to seal it out for the comeback, and STS takes match 2 by a good margin of 22 points. And this time, Val with a pretty huge 121 points. And Jade with a pretty good 110 as well. To take home match 2 is going to be a match 3 for this Division 3 semifinals. And again, with the track picks running down with 24 gone, there's going to be hopefully and maybe lots of creativity going into the next match. Just to see what tracks even get played. I'll be shocked maybe just to see what gets picked. But before that, again, same as last time, we will take a quick intermission before match 3. And welcome back again from the intermission, back to match 3 of this semifinals matchup between STS and PrimeX. And this time from match 2, STS coming back again from a smaller deficit. They did get top 3-5 from that race 1, and then came back and won match 2 by comfortable 22 points, which now brings us to match 3. This is now go big or go home for both teams now, instead of just STS now, who were trailing the series, but now all tied up. So this next 12 races will now decide who will make the finals and who will be sent home here. And first track pick of Sahara Hideout. And starting with JC POV, passes the TC early on to Clay here and pulls the Sherm. Does not opt to take the cut. Actually, might take the one Sherm cut later on. We will see. Yeah, just opts to hold it. Both baggers now on Funky, so, and also Lord, I believe, on Funky as well. So all the character switch ups from match 2 are all gone. JC failing the cut a tiny bit. But so far, 2, 3, 5, pretty mixed up spots right now. One of the baggers is gone 10 right now. But one of the baggers as well is running forward in 9 right now. So we will see who it is. That fib landing, pretty good fib. It most likely will hit somebody. Yeah, there is a funky spinning out right now, but not sure so far. Both baggers now again going backwards, so maybe still shockless so far. But one of the baggers is gone 10 right now. And these triple shrooms in 4 right now could be very huge for a Squirrel here. Most likely just going to take cut here. Gets into third here, muscling JP here. As long as Squirrel makes the cut here, should be a top 2 for PrimeX here, using 2 shrooms just to be safe. And now top 2 right now for PrimeX. JC taking the cut, making it. And he's gonna golden up. Lord hits the wall or something. So now JC into second right now. Pack pretty close other than first right now. Again, cannon shocks do happen, but this cannon is extremely tiny. So if it does happen, it can be a pretty hard timing to get. But shock does not come out. The baggers are chasing each other. So someone has it. Just not sure who. Lockie's the first bagger, so gonna assume Lockie is the one with shock. Um, Unless Lucas has it, as he just turned around. Not sure, honestly, who could have it. Pretty 50-50 on it. But Squirrel still safe in 1. Clay second right now. Unless an ending TS here happens from an STS shock here, gonna be pretty safe in top 2. And shock does come out hard TS in Clay. So definitely an STS shock. Getting Clay fourth. So gets JC second, but PrimeX do still get 1, 3, 4, as we did see STS in 5, 6, 7. So another shock for Lucas, and good salvage, I will say, for STS, as they were 3, like 5, bottom 2 going into that shock there. And it's only 1, 3, 4, 8 on the side of PrimeX here. So gonna be a good start for the never mind. 1, 3, 4, 5. I completely lied. Thought it was 5, 6, 7 for STS, but it was actually bottom 3. Got spots mixed up a tiny bit there. So never mind, even with an STS shock, it just got JC second, but it completely killed out all the other STS members. So again, pretty good start for PrimeX. Once again, as it has been the trend for all the race ones so far. We're going to be seeing Cruel Angels coming out as the hard reset for STS, and PrimeX gonna be hoping to get this final grounds pick as pretty good runner. But it is going to be Cruel Angels, which has lots of cuts all around the track. So we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of shortcuts, similarly to a lot of other hard resets that we've been seeing from the past two matches here. But JC probably just going to take the role of running in second. Squirrel going to run in first here. Tiny mishap, but still is going to keep one. Instant Nana does not connect. Really just depends who pulls shrooms here, because this beginning gap cut here, pretty broken, saves a good chunk of time. Clay has single shroom 7 right now. Two of PrimeX taking cut, but the first cut taker is STS, so they're gonna get into top 2 with Val actually as the second cut taker as well. And as we do see by the mini map, lots of funky spinning out, and STS pretty good break in top 2 so far. Jade in third actually. So it is top 3 so far on the side of STS right now. And seeing the baggers again, Locky once again in 10 right now for PrimeX. Could maybe see an early shot considering Clay's holding that mega, but that bomb forces it. Unfortunately, not sure if it's gonna come out. Probably just not in play right now. But Squirrel's unfortunately off with a start in 7 on that tiny ramp there, so that's gonna be a huge blunder there. Those bottom 2 funkies are gone. Do think it's one STS, one PrimeX member. Lord pulls a TC, unfortunately, on the cut, so does not make it. Clay takes cut, but it is top 3-5 for STS right now, and they have a pretty comfortable break right now in that top 3. I think this shroom cut here is only going to get Clay to third potentially, especially that he's taking these turns a bit wide here. Maybe not even third. And especially that Jade has triple reds. They are so safe in top 3 right now, unless Jade gets bombed or something here. Yeah, the single red's not going to really do anything. So unless Locky pulls shock here, could be a pretty huge race for STS right now. Mega coming out. They're most likely just trying to chain for a blue or something here to get this top 3 out, because Jade is just going to keep those reds. Maybe not even back at all. Squirrels redded out. JP in 5th right now. Just one more spot to go with Clay keeping 4th until a potential top 4. Even Pow coming out gets Clay pretty wide here. Red's back. JC gets hit, but is still in 3rd right now. Keeping 3rd for now. Gonna be top 3 most likely. JP is gonna try salvaging something. Gonna be 4th, but there's a lot of green lines behind. So maybe even 8th place for JP there, which not really is still good. Top 3, but could have been way better considering JP was in 5th for majority of the lap there. But we will see what JP got, probably 7th or 8th. Just because I saw a lot of green lines there. Yeah, it's going to be 7-9. But a complete reverse race of that race 1 deficit of 19 points, getting a plus 21 race now to take the lead once again, plus 2 after 2 races. So it's just going to stay close, maybe hinting to a potential another close match, as it has been for the other 2 matches. But we will just see if now STS can use that winning race to their advantage, and potentially get a good lead building. We are seeing Caladay Desert, which was not played at all, even though it was picked for majority of the races from the final, or not the final, the last match. It is slowing down, and we are going to finally be actually seeing Caladay Desert get played out here. And again, this is an extremely hard reset because of the ending triple shroom slash golden sand cut, which saves literally like 10 seconds. It's ridiculous. Hopefully we'll see it in demonstration at the end of the lap. So dodging is going to be especially broken because if you just dodge and chain triple shrooms or literally any type of shroom, it's literally a free win. But again, this golden 6, JC is probably just going to be holding this golden until the end of the race because this is going to be huge. Could get JC to 1, assuming that the top spots don't pull triple shrooms or any kind of high value items for now. But from the other POV so far, spots still pretty mixed up right now. 2-3, 2-3-4 for PrimeX right now, 1-5-6. But again, I don't think any of the players have shrooms unless 4-5 here both have shrooms to take cut, which they do. Megas coming out. But this golden 5 again, pretty broken cut here. He's gonna take the full golden strat through all the sand here. Potentially getting into 1. These greens could be huge. Greens up. Throws all the greens up and none of them connect. And Squirrel's just gonna have to tank this TC. So there's gonna be a pack split coming here with 2 STS in the front, 2 STS in the back, and same for PrimeX. So pretty even race so far. And looking at Clay, triple shrooms in second. This could be huge if nothing happens here. Can take this ending cut, and it is a through shroom cut, so he's not gonna have any shroom in 1 type situation, but he could be gone 1 here. Hopefully, but the shroom is lagging a tiny bit. Is in 1 right now, and with no shock coming out here, should be pretty safe. In 1, a pretty good lead as well. JC forced to go around, and everyone takes the cut literally, with a lot of STS members as well. But Star up there as well. So top 2 or 1-3 for PrimeX. Still pretty mixed up spots right now. Trosham's 5. If it is a shockless and powerless race, as I say pow, but he dodges it. But if it's still a shockless, powerless race, JC can definitely clutch something up here with a pretty high value item here. But for now, not sure. But the baggers, yeah, they are chasing each other. So someone definitely has it, just not really sure who has it. But as I say that, Funky spins out. Could be shockless even in a world because a Funky just spun out. Not sure. But PrimeX in a star right now. Maybe something. Or is just shockless. But the star runs out. Shock does come out. There was a Bill Dodger. Not sure. I think it's an STS shock Jade with the Bill dodge. So either Lucas pulled it late or just minimap lag. The Funky didn't really spin out. But very clutch late STS shock. To get the winning race here, pretty unfortunate for Squirrel getting that blue chain. So couldn't really take that ending cut to its fullest potential there. Unless I'm wrong. No, never mind. ST's got bottom 2. Never mind. It's just JC and Jade who benefited off of their shock and just completely killed bottom 2 there. For the other two STS players, but not as bad as a losing race as it could have. Still within single digits going into the next race, but the leads just keep changing back and forth. PrimeX leading a race and then STS taking it, and then it just switches back and forth so far. There is a maybe pen in rep chat, but they do say no, so no pen from that race so far. So still clean from both baggers. And again, as I said before the intermission, there might be some creativity going into the next for match 3 because of the track pick situation. And Fungal Jungle is definitely a creative track. I do not see this get played at all, really. But we're still gonna get DS TikTok Clock, which is a pretty good runner nonetheless. Is so simple, which is why it makes it such a good runner here. But there are just no shortcuts whatsoever here. It's just straight driving. Um, and lots of good backspin spots, especially at the end of the race. So we're gonna see if PrimeX can use this to their fullest potential here, and if Clay can just keep one here, which for now it does seem like he's keeping one. Squirrel shrooming up into second, so early top two for now, but Lockie is in 10 right now, just slightly. I do believe it's pretty neck and neck, not sure. But Lord squeezing into third there, so now it's top three for Prime X. This bomb can be huge. Could maybe see a bomb play, but that bomb connects onto Lord. That's a very good bomb. At least getting one member at least. So now only top two for Prime X, 3, 4, 5. But never mind, Squirrel's sniped out as well. By JP, I believe. So now from top three to just first, they just need a blue shell. And they could completely turn this race around. It is still shockless, both baggers just respawning. But Lockie's still 10 right now. He could pull it at this set here. Squirrel sneaking into third here, 1-3 right now. And he's so safe with these triple reds. He's gonna try to hit JP in second here. Almost hits the wall, pretty close. JC has a Mega 5 in the other POV. So if Lucas somehow does pull it in 9, then could be pretty huge. Val chaining the first Mega. JC probably gonna rotate this Mega just so to have at least 1% in a dodge for as much of the race. Probably gonna use it soon, I'm assuming. Yeah, Mega comes out, Star as well. But there's just no shock. So most likely just PrimeX holding shock there, yeah. But PrimeX getting 6-8 at the end there. And Clay keeping one. So very strong performance there again. Track is so simple that it is so broken for running, and it topped off with no shortcuts to really catch up on. And gonna be a slight winning race here. Yeah, 1-3, 6-8, 10. And just to point, just noticing Lord with the me switch up. Maybe trying to get into STS's head. I don't know, but maybe working out again is just a mental tactic, maybe to use a me like that. But we'll see if it comes back to bite him at the end of this match if STS2 get the win here. But again, after one GP, single digits, down 8 for STS right now. And gonna be seeing Fungal Jungle once again, slash Final Grounds. And again, more creative tracks, Superstar Dystopia. You do not see this every day. Similarly to Fungal Jungle whatsoever. But we're gonna be seeing Superstar Dystopia. Haven't really seen this in a war in a while, honestly. So we'll see how this gets played out. It is a cannon track, so shock is going to be more important than most other tracks, just due to the nature of cannon tracks. But we're going to see how this ends up playing. There is a beginning shroom cut here, which could be taken advantage of, but Clay and Squirrel both opting to skip the boxes. So early top 2, unless shrooms are pulled here by any of the players. Star takes cut, but it's with a TC, so he's gonna schlag. Most likely just getting TC'd there. But early top 2, because of no shroom takers at the start. Pretty rare, honestly. Lord in third there. But I think is redded out, yeah. So 3-4 so far for STS. There is a red. Does crack it. JC does have a golden 6 from the other people. It gets bumped off, unfortunately, so that is gone now for him. And switching to Squirrel, just pretty safe driving in top 2 so far. And with a tiny break as well, but an early blue coming out So I'm gonna mix up the spots if Clay gets comboed potentially. JC just goldening in 8th right now. Bottom 2 as well. There is a bagger in 10, just not sure who it is yet. But they're still respawning though. So it is still shockless right now. Both baggers respawning, in fact. But with Clay holding this mega could signal that Locky is the 1 in 10 respawning. But we will see that blue coming out onto Squirrel is going to mix up spots a lot as Jade gets into 1. PrimeX 2, 3, never mind, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually. Bottom 3 for STS. Lucas just using a star. Locky in 10, I believe. If Locky pulls Shock, this could be a top 4able. With how close of all PrimeX are here, and with this cannon coming up, this could be really good. Huge POW for Clay, but actually T-POW's one of PrimeX off, so maybe not the best POW for whatever team used it. Triple reds pulled by stars, so JC's just have to conceding here. Clay's still holding this mega. Not really sure what shock situation is. JP's in a star right now. Bottom 2 still mega gets used. And it is a late shock by PrimeX, I believe. And Clay's actually getting first from that mega dodging in 8th. And getting first with no chain. That is ridiculous. That just shows how close the pack was there. Definitely got a TS onto an STS player there on that final ramp there. But a huge clutch from PrimeX there. They were definitely in the losing position for that race there. But as long as they get any type of winning race here, honestly, it is definitely all good for them. You'll see it's 136. It was 1367. So slight winning race, adding to that lead, plus 11 now, with 7 to go. So it's still perfectly fine for STS or either team here. And it's just good for STS that it has not snowballed. Well, for any match, it has not snowballed once. Yeah, there has been no scenario where a team got top 3, top 2, 4 twice in a row. I do believe. As the biggest lead we've seen is like 30 points across all 29 races so far played. And we're gonna see Fungal Jungle once again coming from STS, and similarly to BC2, BC4 now from PrimeX. Another pretty broken runner. This time it is way longer than BC2, which could mean that there's more item luck factor, as there could be more shocks, could be more blues happening, as this track is 3+ minutes long. Look, this is going to be a long one here, but Clay so far keeping it down in 1. JC pulling triple shrooms in 4 from the other POV is absolutely perfect, so you're just going to be shrooming up here. JP getting a draft or a shroom as well, so getting into top 2 here. But the streams are lagging, unfortunately. Tiny misplay there by JC, so Clay's gonna get into second. Green bouncing. Does not connect. And still 1-3 right now. And both baggers still attempting for the wall clip strat. There is a TC in play behind, not sure. It is Star, passes it to JC. That is a huge TC pass. Could maybe get it to Lucas, potentially. No, it does not. So JC is going to be sent to the back. Squirrel holding this Mega 4 and is 2-3-4 still. 2-4-5 for PrimeX. JP holding down the fort in 1. I could see a schlag potentially happening. Oh, but he unfortunately misses. So Jade's going to be shrooming up into 3rd now. Still bottom 2 with a good break, honestly, for STS. They're a bit gone. Bottom 2. Fib. Oh, what great fib from a PrimeX member there onto Jade. So now again back to 2-3-4-5. They're all behind One of the baggers made the strat. One of the baggers are sitting at the set. Lockie's the one that made strat, and Lucas is sitting in 9. So Lockie just pulled Star into shrooms, I do believe. So he has 10, but I think it's Shockless still, unless he just pulled it now, basically. Um, Now, but Lucas is running forward. Either he has Shock or he's gonna drop a Star for JP here. And never mind, no, he's not running in front. Never mind. He's sitting at the set still. Most likely PrimeX in the possession of Shock right now. Pack's still pretty close. Other than JP, a good Nana uh onto scroll here. Still 2-3. 2-4. There is another member shrooming. It is Jade. Cracks the red, so into third, maybe even second. Could be top 2 now for STS. Locky potentially doesn't even have Shock yet, which is kind of crazy. But this TC4 could just be GG's for Squirrel for this race here. They're just going to take him out of the race here. It is all-star now. Still 3-4. Val in 5th right now. JP is just most likely just keeping this first place here. Pretty safe. Could be a huge POW 7. Could get a lot of people after set here. Yeah, POW's getting used here. JC gets hit, unfortunately. Might just use a star here. No, he doesn't use the star. Maybe STS have. They might call super late. Um, the only explanation, I don't know. But Shock, yeah, no, it does come out, so it's a late STS Shock, I think. But I'm not sure. Maybe a TC cancel and just JC predicted as Squirrel got TC'd there and canceled it. It's pretty hard to tell as most of the people crossed already, so Shock didn't really affect that many spots. But still leaning towards an STS Shock there. But I do feel like a pretty good winning race for STS here. Top 2, 4, 7. Yeah, so again, the lead gets switched once again. Now STS leading by 6 points with the final 6 races of this best of 3 counting down. So pretty close still for this entire match. Debatably the closest match of the 3, and it's the most pressure one. Being match 3, knowing that there's 6 races to go with a do or die situation for both teams can get stressful, especially on a cast as well. But STS opting to go final grounds once again here, and a simple lava lake. So 2 pretty simple tracks, or not simple, but more popular esque tracks getting picked here. PrimeX just hoping for that reset of Lava Lake, which has many, many shortcuts, and then STS. Hoping for Found Grounds, and it is Lava Lake, so gonna be that good reset that PrimeX are hoping for. Many, many shortcuts, especially in the latter half of the track. Many shroom cuts, many shroomlesses you can take. So hopefully we see a good demonstration of most of them this race here. JC is going to opt to sit most likely, as most of his teammates are in the front here. Maybe for a box 8. Definitely the play, yeah. Pulls the star, so no bill in play. One of the baggers severely definitely gone 10 right now. It's Lucas. Lucas gone 10 already. So it could be huge for STS here. As JP still holding it down in 1 right now. Been doing a good job this match, honestly, with the frontal presence these last few races. And oh, that's a huge blunder, and that is a physics for the win moment. And his bike turns sideways off the track, so we're going to switch over to JC. Has a start in 6th right now. Both the baggers actually pretty close, closer than it was when we first saw them. But one of the baggers does get the box 10. And they might have it, not sure. There's a funky spinning. But yeah, they're both going backwards, so it's still most likely shockless right now. JP most likely still gonna assume in first still. And if so, 134 for STS right now. And that's perfect for STS. TC5, but might pass it to Jade, but no, he has a shroom to clutch up. So Clay's is gonna have to tank the TC and passes it to Lord by accident. Lord uses a star. Uh JC and Lord both in stars, but Shock's not gonna come out. There's a laggy moment there, but JC is surviving there. Clay's gonna be gone 8 for a bit. JP assuming is still first, but there are a lot of cut takers. This is gonna be a close ending here. Val was the first cut taker, so it's top 2 right now for STS. This bomb could mean everything. Nana's up. Bomb, it does connect. Oh, but is after the line. And Squirrel gets hit actually by the Nanas. Definitely tunnel visioned. Can't have a different explanation, honestly. Must be tunnel vision of that bomb. But it is top 2-4 for STS. That bomb almost connecting. If that was literally half a second earlier, that would have gotten that STS member on the line there. But that is exactly what STS needed on PrimeX's reset. Top 2-4. And now they're starting to get sort of a mini snowball. Honestly, the biggest snowball we're starting to see. Hopefully, 2 pretty huge winning races, a plus 17 into plus 19 race. So they're up 36 points from the last 2 races and now have a pretty comfortable lead entering the end of GP2. And now they're probably just going to go final once again, yeah. And PrimeX have to scramble for a new reset, as that one did not, unfortunately, work out for them. They're going Riverside Park, which is a hard reset, pretty similar to Calladay. Has so many shortcuts. So going to be pretty fortunate for them if they get that track pick. Is a Lava Lake repick by accident. But with 6 final grounds, gonna most likely be that statistically, and yeah, or probability, and is going to be final grounds for STS. And pretty good runner as long as high spots don't pull shrooms, as there are a lot of shroom cuts that you can take to catch up. But if you pull enough a big enough lead, those shroom cuts will not really matter as much. And obviously, the shroomless cut halfway through a track, definitely the main part of the whole track. So we're going to see if Clay's going to be able to get to the front with these triple shrooms in 7 right now. But an unfortunate star by a PrimeX member onto star there. So kills 2 of them, unfortunately, by Lord there. So STS keeping top 2-4 so far. Squirrel has a golden in 5, but I'm not sure how much it's gonna really get him. Lord fumbling a tiny bit there. Maybe to first here, actually. It's gonna be 1, actually. Never mind, I lied. Yeah, actually, good value of the golden. Getting into 1 here. Now just has to make the cut here, which he perfectly does. Lots of STS members making it behind. 1 failing, actually. So instead of 2-3-5, it is 2-4 now. But these shrooms could get JC into 3rd here, which, yeah, Lord does not have a shroom. Unfortunate trail there. Locky in 10 right now, going for the full back strat right now on the wall bonk. Lucas just making it back right now. But so far, JC in this 1v2 right now. Nana's up. Do not connect. And there is a TC in 4. Actually, JP, never mind, is in 3rd. TC4 is really bad for PrimeX. Yeah, Lord is just dead there. But Clay does have 2 shrooms and 4 from the other POV, and Lord actually pulled a back-to-back TC. So that he's going to be completely out of this race. But speaking out of the race, Squirrel gets blued as well and potentially comboed as well. So now Clay is the only one up here with these 2 shrooms here. But actually 2-3 still JC actually has a POW and 4 as well from the other POV, and he uses it. Does not get the hop dodge, but that is perfect because now Clay cannot take any of the cuts. But JC pulls the TC that he chained POW with. So that is quite unfortunate for him. Star is the cut taker, and JC just has to tank this TC. So he's going to be out of the race for the time being. Pretty laggy moment. Yeah, Squirrel is just completely dead there by that lag moment from Val there. But do you think they're majority PrimeX in the back? Not sure though. They are STS is 5-8 right now. Clay does get redded. So 2-3 at least. Not sure who's won right now. It is Star still, so PrimeX are not out of this race completely, unless there's an ending shock here. But it's gonna be a 1-4. Looking like an STS 5, but JC's backgreened on the final ramp and is gonna be bottom 2 for STS. So winning race for PrimeX to just stop this snowball that's been happening. And they're gonna cut the lead down a tiny bit here. Good good tiny winning race here. They're gonna be down I do believe it was a +5, so down 22. Going into the final GP 2368, yeah, -5. So perfectly doable for PrimeX. Again, only down 22. They've definitely gotten big races from the past matches, so it's definitely possible for them to make a comeback here. But again, especially after 8 GPs of racing already, the tilt could already be there for either team potentially. Maybe not on the team standard, but on the individual perspective, there could be tilt completely destroyed mental fortitudes roaming around potentially, because it is pretty difficult to play 32 races, kind of very focused and to not tilt a single time. Very, very difficult. So it's definitely going to be a very difficult final 4 races for both teams to clutch it out, because obviously 36 races is so mentally draining, especially that you have to talk. Obviously, it is a war, so you have to talk while, doing all of these plays that we've been seeing. By entering the 9th GP of today on Frantic Funyard, a pretty hectic track because of the ending section, which has a lot of RC cars, which I've seen many races be absolutely destroyed because someone hits an RC car in one on the final turn. Hopefully we don't see that, but might have just cursed it potentially. But a huge golden 7 by Scrubby. He might have to burn it. No, he does not burn it. Never mind, he does burn it. As I say that, he's going to take this cut here. Val into first. 2-3-4 for PrimeX early on. Just going to hope to potentially pull single shrooms in these 2-3-4 spots to take the shroom cut coming up. But yeah, switching actually, as I say that, Clay has 2 of those shrooms, which he's going to be taking the cut here, potentially on the left here. Gonna get into 1, and as I say that, Val hits the RC car, and an unbelievably early shock coming out from STS at 51 seconds. JC really maneuvering around those RC cars, just making sure to not get hit. But yeah, that is an aggressive early shock. Gets STS into top 2, but Clay pulls the blue, but to his but not to his surprise, or to his surprise, sorry, JC is going to be dodging that blue with that shroom. So it is still top 2 for STS. Both baggers are still going to be going for that strat there, as you see at the top of the mini map. And very good Schlag, getting a player with triple shells off. So great play by Val there. But insta blue onto JC and then comboed by Lord, and then Clay hits the rolling apple. So lots of stuff going on right now. STS top 2 still after all of that. with lots of PrimeX in the back. They're actually top three right now, STS. Both baggers still not making the strat. So most likely shockless, which is perfectly fine for STS. JC is hard sitting though for this Aether though. Might come back to bite because if it is shockless, he is potentially throwing a few spots here, but we will see how this ending plays out. Clay just shrooming up, trying to clutch up anything right now. But oh, but back red, unfortunate. TC Whisker, but it might be for the win TC. JC's gonna take the bottom path here. Very smart. Especially with his golden here. It's very wide. Gets fifth or sixth, not sure. There's a PrimeX member getting TC'd on the line though. But Jade does get 8 though. So not the best race as STS wanted. I think PrimeX actually sneaked into first. And then 2-3 for STS there. So pretty even race, but leaning towards the winning race for PrimeX as STS got 6-8 especially, yeah. So canceling out the last race a tiny bit. But now down 19 with 3 left. All they need is one top 3 to basically tie it up there. So not over until that that margin, that plus minus margin gets above 30 or 35. It is not over until then. Really matters what this next track pick is going to be. I think STS is going to stick with Bouldergeist. But again, PrimeX is running out of tracks now, honestly. As they've got a majority track picks, I'd say this match, on the contrary to the last match, we're going to be seeing Delfino Island, which can give many big races just for how kind of it's played out. We will see which track it is slowing down, but is unfortunately or fortunately the lone Wario's Climate Cataclysm. Again, can give huge races as there are so many shortcuts on this track. So much catch-up potential. Yeah, the play is definitely going to be triple shrooms goldens to take the beginning cuts here. Squirrel's going to be sitting box 9 to start. He's trying to contest for Bill as the baggers go forward past the set. Jade could potentially have it. We know Squirrel doesn't. I think Jade just used a star, so there's no Bill in play. As I say that though, Jade goes around that cut, but still leaning towards no Bill in play. For the time being. So far, STS still in 1-3 right now, but Star from the other POV shrooming into 1 right now. So 2-3-4 still for STS. Star as the lone wolf in first right now. And pulls the bomb in 5 right now. Star's gonna have to get some backs here to start getting STS members out of the top spots here. Both baggers just sitting right now. Hero bomb goes up and does not connect, unfortunately. But so far, Pac is splitting a tiny bit into STS's favor. Clay takes cut. That bounce sends him a bit wide, but as long as he makes it, but that TC is so unfortunate, and he's just going to be off there. He was dead anyways because of that TC, but that gives STS such a huge lead in 2-3-4. They just need that blue in 4 if JC absolutely lucks out. Depends where the other STS member is. Just don't know where Jade is. Pau gets called, but JC pulls TC from the other POV, so he's completely dead. And yeah, Jade just came out of Bill as well, so Bill was actually in play, and there is a bagger running forward as well. Not sure who it is though. There is a team with Shock though. But considering Squirrel is holding it's PrimeX, sorry, I'm completely just there's so much going on right now. But yeah, Squirrel was holding that mega because Locky had it. So now it's top two for PrimeX. Star has been in first this entire race. Clay dodging up as well. It's top four. It is top four for PrimeX. This could be exactly the race they need to take the lead. Once again here. Lord doesn't take cut though. There is an STS member shrooming up though. Top three still. Lord is still in four right now. Um, really depends what the last item for both of 4-5 are. It's gonna be a close finish. It's top 3-5 for PrimeX. Blood shock from Locky once again. And it is back for PrimeX. They're gonna take the lead actually after that, which is ridiculous for them being down for the last four-ish races. They're gonna be taking the lead by single digits with 2 races to go. This literally cannot get any closer of a best of 3 than you can ask for. That is a perfect shock. Plus 27 race, and they are up 8 with 2 to go. This is absolute insanity right now. And again, with PrimeX in top 3-5, this next track pick can be absolutely huge if they actually get it. And STS is just praying that that doesn't happen. Gonna see what the teams are gonna be scrambling for this track. Big N64 Banshee, pretty underrated runner, honestly. But again, it's because there are 0 shortcuts on Banshees, so it's very difficult to catch up. Similarly to BC4, it's a very long track though. So could bite back, but it's going to be Super Marine World nonetheless. Exactly what STS need in this situation here, a reset track. But again, with race 11, a huge race here is sealing the deal potentially for either team. If STS get a top 3-5 as well, could seal the deal as well. But gonna be starting race 35. Val shrooming up into 1 here. Gonna try avoiding the draft, but Squirrel's just gonna get this free draft here. JC pulls Bill in 8 first set, potentially. But one of the baggers is just gone 10 already. I don't know if he pulled a 9 even, because the bagger went forward. But Locky is just gone 10 right now. And he's gonna get a box 10 with Bill in play as well. JC used Bill a bit too late. So Locky could have shock already, and they could use multiple if they pulled it already. But STS in 2-3-4, pretty laggy bumps there onto JC, unfortunately, from JP. But Squirrel holding it down 1. Nana Green, very nice double back around the Nana there, extending that lead a tiny bit in 1 right now. And there is a lot of funky spinning, so yeah, pretty good lead right now. Lots of happening in the mid pack right now. Clay going the top path. But so far, 1-3-4 for PrimeX right now with JP. And again, Locky was gone 10, so they have a pretty good chance of having shock. And this is absolute jackpot. Mega 4. Most likely just gonna be holding this. Again, the only chance STS have is if Lucas pulls it a 9, which I don't know. A bagger's running forward. Can't tell who it is just because it's behind the runners. So most likely PrimeX, but there is a world where it's STS right now. We'll just see. But Clay's gonna be forced into the Mega. Shaw comes out actually, but I'm not sure what team. Could be STS because Clay's just not using the Mega. But Clay pulls Bill 8 anyway. So that shock really doesn't do any negative effects to him because he gets that positive effect of Bill. So he's back into the race now, but he's gonna get redded out. So JC is now shrooming up But it's PrimeX top 2. I don't know. Not sure if that's a PrimeX shock because Clay is not using Mega there. Leaning to an STS shock, but I'm not sure. I'm getting told though it is a PrimeX shock, so maybe because Clay's just not using his Mega there for some reason. Um, but yeah, Lord did dodge, but Lord and JP were the two dodgers there. It's just so weird that um that could have been the match deciding race. If Clay used the Mega there, not sure what the play was there, but it's still top 2, bottom 2. Um, for Prime X, it's still a winning race, but it's so much closer uh than it actually is. Down 11, this is the exact same position, I swear, for the last 2 matches of race 12, where one team is just up barely above the other team. I think plus 11 is the biggest lead we've seen going into race 12, which is absolutely crazy. Um, but again, this is going to be pretty difficult for SDA. Again, this is the biggest lead we've seen into race 12 out of both teams. So this is going to be the hardest race to actually clutch up on for STS. But with being down 11 points, they need a plus 13 race here, which is 37 points. A lot to ask for in one race with so much pressure. Season is on the line for both teams here. And on race 36, all PrimeX needs is a 25-point race or more, which is not a lot really, but 37 is a lot. So STS will have to play out of their mind here to make this comeback here, and it starts with a good fib snipe, assuming from an STS member there onto Squirrel, but starts shrooming up, so it's still top 2 for PrimeX. JC might have to do something here. Foaming greens does not connect though at all. That green is still bouncing though. It is gone now. So top 2 still for PrimeX. A bagger is in 10 right now. They're pretty gone in 10. We're gonna see soon. Potentially Locky, since Clay was holding the star, is gonna be forced into it because of that bomb. These reds are perfect. It's just gonna schlag the bottom 2. Not sure actually. We're gonna get a second chance to look at the bagger here. It's actually Lucas in 10, actually. Locky is in 9 right now. So potentially STS could pull shock here. But they might have to use an early one, considering PrimeX is still top 2 right now. Again, they need a very big race here to make the comeback here. But Clay just using the Mega here, Squirrel goldening in 6. But pretty sure shock is definitely in play right now. Uh, Squirrel does Mega one of them. Bottom 2 now for SEA. This is looking dire, and the blue is pulled. And considering PrimeX is top 2, this could be wraps. Unless something happens here. They need an absolute miracle here. But Locky could have it in 9. He's running forward. The one race where PrimeX need a shock 9, they could have potentially just pulled it. But we'll see. Shock comes out. It's an STS shock. So something, there's 2 STS Dodgers. Something could happen here. Jade and Val have to do something here. Val gets hit out. JP is shrooming. PrimeX is bottom 2 right now. So a blooper 7, that's gonna be bottom 2 for PrimeX. But they're 4, 5, 6. This is not enough for STS. They need something here. They need to hit a PrimeX member out. But I don't think it's happening. It's bottom 2, but it's 1, 4, 5, 6, which is not enough. It is not enough. 23, 29, 33. It's a plus 5 or 7. For for STS. It's gonna be +5. So PrimeX, even after a double dodge, lap 3, is going to take home the Division 3 semifinals, or one of the semifinals of Division 3 against STS. This was a this is the closest best of 3 that I've seen in a while. And pretty grateful that there were no blowouts, because I just from a caster's perspective, it's pretty boring. Um, these were incredible matches to cast. That is insane. But 6 points separating 36 races of intense gameplay, and Prime X, after all of that, is going to be in the finals, and then they're going to be playing against Trinity or Vibe Freaks, depending who wins the match 3 of that particular best of 3 there. But that was an unbelievable playoff match. Definitely, in my opinion, the best one so far this season. But I'm not going to count out the other playoff matches. There are still so many more playoff matches to go in all 4 divisions. Semifinals for Division 1 yet to be played, and then finals obviously for all the other divisions. But we are asking if there's an interview, because I'm actually not confident. I'm not sure if we do interviews for semis. If we do get one, then it'll be, yeah, just your average one. But if we don't, then we'll go from there. But it does seem like they're going to be a semis interview, as we have one of the PrimeX members joining in.
Am I able to drag Lord? I actually don't know. Okay.
I think Sherm can, yeah. Will it be your whole team, or is it just so I could just start?
Just us.
You too. So just want to start out first. Congratulations on probably the closest best of 3 I've seen in a while. That was ridiculous. Every match was within 20 points. Every race. There was not a bigger lead than 30, I do believe, on any of the 36 races, and kept going back and forth, which from a caster's point of view is the best matches to cast when it's just not a obvious blowout. But how are you guys feeling after match 2, I'll say, going into match 3? I want to say.
I'll speak on it first. I'll just say the series goes a lot differently if I'm like actually paying attention match 1 and 2. I don't know what I was doing. I hope that was a good watch for everyone and like you can make some fun of it, but goddamn. Goddamn. I was
Supermarine. Yeah, I was debating if that was an STS shock, because JP did dodge as well. That's why I was debating it. But yeah, Sherm did
that was our
clarify.
call.
Yeah, Sherm did clarify.
Would have dodged, but this controller's a bit old. So it's on its last legs. Probably should have bought a new one, but all good.
You need that new controller before finals.
Yeah,
Gotta say that.
I'll be doing that.
But was there any kind of, because especially after 36 races, keeping that perfect mental fortitude has to be so difficult, considering how close of a series it was. Did you guys do kind of anything in between matches to just make sure that you're kind of always in the zone, to not let a snowball occur?
I mean, Ord can speak on it too if he wants, but me personally, it's just like I kind of just like ran match 1 and 2 back through my head, and it's like, what the fuck am I doing? And it's just like, okay, like I just sat up, and it's like, we need to end this. So I just kind of locked in. It's nothing more than that, really. Just like talked myself over it and made sure I wasn't doing well. You saw the matches. It was bad.
Yeah.
Anything more?
I mean, obviously, the main thing probably just the shocks. Like Lockie wasn't very happy, like as just being 10 every race, just bill. They have 9, literally every race. But obviously, like not trying to say it was just luck. Like we were kind of just like messing around for a good chunk of that BO3, especially match
for
1
sure.
and like majority of match 2 as well. Other than the last 4 races when it was just like, oh shit, we're down now and we need to try win. But by then it was too late and we just lost that match.
Yeah, like pretty much. If our call, like how it was match 3, if it was just like that match 1 and 2, it's 2-0. Like our call was locked in for match 3 because we realized how it was, like how it was a dire situation. And I'm happy that we were able to do it, but there is a part of me that wishes I didn't have to waste 3.5 hours of my time today. You know, I wish I could have cut that by an hour. But here we are.
Yeah, me and Sherm were saying like we started and it was, perfectly sunny outside and it's basically dark outside right now. It's kind of crazy.
Yep.
And a terrible air quality. I do agree.
Can't
Literally
breathe. Gotta play Mario Kart Wii. Terrible.
Yeah, perfect excuse. Yeah. But yeah, sure. If you don't have anything else to say, then
You know, that's just
That's justified.
Yeah.
Though. Like, I mean, if anyone else is playing, like, I mean, you guys watched it. Like, it gets to a point.
I mean,
I don't know. Well, I mean, I was just trying to take some of his luck for my own, and it seemed to have worked considering I MVP'd the last match there. So
yeah, however, who's letting him do that?
everyone
Untap
take
strat.
notes. Yeah.
Get the notepads out, start noting shit down. This is important stuff.
But yeah, if that is it, that's again, yeah. Congratulations again, and yeah, thanks Sherm for sticking with me for 3.5 hours. That was fucking ridiculous. But again, the closest BO3 I'll see in a while. Every match literally being within, let's see, it was every match being within 20-ish points, with match 2 being the biggest blow, but 11 points and 6-point wins. Definitely just very exciting to just watch and cast, obviously. But thanks obviously for both teams, also just for playing, and also wasting 3.5 hours technically. But other than that, everyone, thanks for watching. We'll be back with more semifinals casts and obviously finals for every division. And for Division 3 specifically, make sure we'll try to get a cast for match 3 of Vibe Freaks versus Trinity, which is what you two are going to be playing against one of those teams in that finals for the banner. So other than that, thanks everyone for watching and goodbye.